What is up, everybody? So, I accidentally started the Arc Knights community thing. Don't mind that. I don't want any Coco Dioing in my FGO stream, thank you. You fucking animals. You know who you are. Anyway, time for Babylonia, which I should probably put in the stream title. You know what? I'm just gonna call it Babylon. I'm not putting Babylonia. All right, there we go. I see you guys. I see you all. Now my FGO stream is gonna be full of cruise bullshit. What have I done? Yeah, I shouldn't have started it until later. But oh well. What am I gonna do? Anyways, so let's see. I need to upgrade anyone. Look at all these people in chat throwing channel points at Cruz, by the way. This is ridiculous. Alright. We could do an advanced quest real quick, but let's just go straight to Babylonia. Get to the goods. Chat, think of the VOD viewers. If you all beat the community challenge during an FGO stream, the VOD viewers of Arc Knights won't understand. Right? You're messing it up. Alright, just Caster. Oh yeah. I forgot to talk about the news. So yeah, they buffed Deer Mid finally. Very happy about that. And they buffed Medusa Lancer Lily. And I've messed around with Deer Mid's buff a good bit, and I've compared him to Ku at 70 and stuff like that. And he's pretty good. I mean, he's absolutely not as good as Ku still. It's really not even close. But that's because Ku's ridiculous. But he's still a good option, and if you're like a Deer Mid fan, and you're gonna grail him, and you just want him to be like your Lancer DPS, he's fine. I mean, like before, he's got an upgraded MP. He's got a good hard survival skill. He's got a niche where he super wrecks females. Buff removal is good. And now, he makes more stars, because quick up affects stars, and you've got the rainbow chain changes, which actually help him a lot, because of the kind of deck he has. And your art cards are a bit better too, for like refund. He's actually got a pretty smooth gameplay now. He hits a bit harder, loops a bit easier, crits a bit more often. Jesus Christ, Dr. Deus, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. God damn, thank you. But yeah, Deer Mid's good shape. No problem. Like even though Ku's better, it's fine because someone has to be the top tier. But like now the gap between Ku and like Deer Mid isn't just so massive, it's stupid, right? So like, I'm totally happy with it. He just needs an animation update now. That's about it. Look at Cairo leveling Boudica. I think we'll go with the lad here. Alright, it's just caster, so we go as rider heavy as we can go. Which is 1 unit. Okay, yep. Really good. Can really tell this account is prepared and powerful. I guess MASH? I forgot to do Lancelot's buff quests. I was gonna do that off stream, and I just totally forgot. So he still doesn't have his stuff. We might do that. You know what? Chat, hold on. We're gonna do that right now. Holy crap, Dr. Deus again with 5 more gifted subs, which is 65 total, which is absolutely ridiculous. My god, thank you, dude. A lot of subs, dude. Everybody getting a sub in chat right now. Fantastic. All right, let me. Yeah. Okay. So Cruz's banner is not gonna last into the Arc Knight stream. So, you fucking animals. All right. So we need to do this. All right. This is actually might be hard because man, why is it this many arrows? Like, why is it 5 arrows, 20 AP each? That's my entire AP bar to just unlock our 3rd skill. Not even a strengthening quest. Ephra is spamming it now too. Okay, everybody, I don't know how far along the thing is, but see, look how much better this would have been if it was in an Arknight stream. I'm just saying. Hey, they need to fix this. What they need to do is make it so all these old servants get their third skills by default like everyone else, but then you could still do the strengthening quest if you want the credit for like the 10 SQ and the SQ from the stage itself. Right, just do it like that. There's just no reason for them to make you do this every fucking time now. I mean, it's really weird too, because if you happen to be using newer units, you don't have to deal with this, and you can save a lot of AP. If you use older units, you have to spend thousands of AP through a lot of these units, and it's just like, that's so unnecessary. Alright, put Jason in the back in case there's a Lancer at the end. Mash, and then probably Berserker, and then you know what, Lancelot, there we go. What does she need? You know what, 2030. I think 2030 was already really good, but I think 2030 is just so busted now. There's probably not a lot of humanoids, but you know what, we'll do that. I don't know what else to do. All these K-scopes. Didn't even pick one as my free CE chat. Like, unironically, I did not pick K-scope as my free craft essence. Picked Black Grail. I do imagine though most of the player base picked K-scope. So here's the thing. I think Dear Mid, from a free-to-play perspective, maybe not from a whale perspective, but from a typical free-to-play perspective, I think Dear Mid was better than Baldy. So in that sense, you might say Baldy needed it more. But I'm actually, I'm glad they picked Dear Mid, because Baldy does have a good peak, well, kind of good peak, right? If you like use really good supports and all that kind of stuff. Dear Mid didn't like scale as well, but then also Dear Mid was so comparable to Ku, right? Like his toolkit is so similar. He's straightforward, upgraded NP, do damage, have survival skill, right? But he was so much worse, right? Like Baldy has like more problems than Dear Mid, especially from a free to play perspective, but at least he's completely unique. And he, in the right context, he can do pretty well. So I think Dear Mid really deserved it. That's why I said this whole time that I hoped it was him, because I think he deserved it the most. So yes, he wasn't like garbage. He was not a garbage unit, but he was just so like no one would ever use him because of Ku. No one would ever use him. Even if you liked him, it just felt bad. So yeah, I'm really glad that he got it. He just needs an animation update now, and I think he'll be in really good shape. Yeah, that's kind of the thing with Baldy. He's got really high highs, although maybe not as high as he should be, considering like what he has to put up with. But then his lows are nuts. Like when you get bad hands, bad deck shuffles and stuff, bad star distribution, it's not good. But Baldy did see some nice benefit from the core gameplay changes. I mean, so did Dear Mid. But like Baldy getting more crit chance essentially is helps his consistency a lot. I don't think it's Caesar tomorrow. I think it's Gilius. I think they're so far their picks are all pretty good. The units they're picking to buff, I think, have all made a lot of sense. I think they're blatantly aware that some of these units suck. Now, unfortunately, I don't think they're aware of how to fix all of them. I think Jekyll and Hyde's buff was just, I mean, it was just missing the mark so much. Like it's really obnoxious because they didn't buff the Hyde variant of the skill, and that was like a huge mistake. Because that's like where the problems are, is when you switch to Hyde, you're like nerfing yourself. And that makes very little sense. Like the problem with Hyde, a lot of people might be like, well, how are you nerfing yourself? You're gaining a buster buff, but it's because first off, you're using an NP without it actually doing anything. That's really bad. And then if you're fighting riders, which you should be, your damage multiplier is going down, right? And then he doesn't have a buster deck, so it's messed up. You know, his buff, like he correctly articulated that Hyde needed a buff, but they did not they did not address the issue at all. I mean, not at all. I don't think I would not change his placement on a tier list at all. Like it changed absolutely nothing. In a practical sense, it changed nothing. So yeah, not great. Or like Deer Mid is definitely better, right? Like Deer Mid is actually looking pretty great. Like really, I made that video with him of him soloing that Lancer Kiyohime, which he's class neutral against. And honestly, that was pretty impressive. A lot of 70s at neutral aren't going to beat that stage. Like I know because I've messed around with it. She hits really hard. That's a lot of health at neutral, and he's 70. If he was Grail, they'd be like, oh yeah, of course he's going to beat that. But because he beat it, you know, pretty smoothly, and he's not Grail, so that's actually quite impressive. Like really, with the amount of health that she has at class neutral, that's pretty wild that he did it at 70. So yeah, if you says he's got good like loopability now, and he's got good consistent damage, he NPs and crits a lot. And I'm telling you, those kind of decks like he has, and Ku as well, but like units that have those kind of decks that don't have 3 quick cards, that's actually an important part of this. They do not have 3 quick cards, but they have 2, and they have a quick NP. I think these saw the biggest benefit from these changes. Now, obviously, there's some individual units that may gain like more just because like their toolkits and whatnot, but yeah, those kind of decks are eating good because basically they now quick chain happily on their NP turn, which now quick chains are better, so that's great, and then that sets them up to like just always crit on a rainbow turn, and then the rainbow turn does lots of damage, lots of refund, so they can potentially NP again. It's just very yeah, Billy got a lot out of it. Billy's consistency just skyrocketed. Like, it just went up so much. I've been testing him here and there. I haven't really had a chance though to test him against something like really hard, because you know, replayable content. What is that? But yeah, so far it's been pretty good. No quick card here, unfortunate. So, a Dion buff would be nice. And Carps, 18 months. Well over a year. Thank you. A lot of subs today. And I'm over here trying to get Lancelot's 3rd skill. I was talking about decks that that have 2 quick cards and a quick NP, so they're like hybrid decks. They benefited the most from these changes. And I think triple buster decks benefited the least. Especially if you have a triple buster deck and you have a buster NP. I think they still benefit. They still absolutely benefit. But yeah, I definitely think they got the least. Okay, so I should have like tried to get his NP a long time ago. I love the rainbow chains though, because you have reasons to do almost every variant of the rainbow chain. Like, you don't always put buster last because you don't always need that much damage. You might be like, oh, I need stars, you know, so you put quick last. But you might put art last because you need NP gain. I really like that. It makes you really care about the 1, 2, 3, where before you really didn't. Like, it was so irrelevant. So yeah, I really dig that. Can't help but notice though, the deck that we're using right now with these 3 units is horrible at making rainbow chains. And it's because none of them have a lot of quick cards. Like, the total quick cards in the deck is really small, and their NPs are all art. So yeah, their options aren't so good. I don't even know why I'm bothering to do this. Also, I should have used the mash skill because we're about to get NP'd in the face. I'm kind of just an autopilot right now. Well, here's the thing about like rainbow chains in like art decks. They don't get as much out of it, but they're not really suffering by doing an art chain, because art chains are still one of the best things you can do even with the new rainbow stuff. The reason why Buster, I think, is in a worse spot is because the rainbow chain basically does what a Buster chain did. Like, it's not quite as good, but it's pretty much the same thing but better. That's not even remotely true for art chains, right? Like, that's just not like how it is at all. Because there's nothing. Why art chains are so good is because, one, everybody gets 20 NP, which the rainbow chain does not do, but then also you're using 3 fucking art cards. and each art card has the highest NP gain rate that you're going to have. So the total NP generated is just so much higher than what you're going to get out of a rainbow chain still. Where a buster chain is only doing a bit more damage than a rainbow chain. Right? It is doing more, but it not by enough for you to really care. The only time I would care to do a buster chain now is if I had to do it, like I don't have the ability to rainbow chain, then obviously I'm happy to take a buster chain. But it's if the slight damage increase that it has is enough to break a health bar, and if I did the rainbow chain, it wouldn't be. Right? That's the only time I'm gonna do it. Or, wait, that's not entirely true, and this is big, and actually I've made this mistake when I'm like, just autopilot playing, I've kind of fucked this up. You still have like unit buffs and shit to account for, right? For example, let's say you're using double Scatty and like Edmund or what's her name, the cat, Atalante. You're still gonna favor quick cards dramatically and easily overdo. You might do Buster Quick instead of doing a Rainbow Chain because the Quick is gonna both be getting the crit up, quick up. That's way better than what a Rainbow Chain does, right? So there's still lots of circumstances where like old school combos are still meta as fuck. But yeah, the only way like Buster makes sense is if you have a lot of Buster up, like you got Herc's third skill, you got like 3 stacks of it, things like that. Or you got Merlin, right? You need to have something that's really incentivizing the Buster cards, and then all you need is the damage, right? But I feel like that happens the least out of the 3 chains. Because quick chains are better, right? They buff quick chains. So quick chains are like, oh man, I love these because there's just so many stars. And then art chains have been the best chain anyway. So yeah. Right now I'd say it's like art chain's probably the best, especially for team play, because MPs are busted and looping and all that. So yeah, art chains are probably still the best. But then like rainbow is probably after that, then quick. But sometimes quick is better, just context, and then buster is the worst. Like I feel pretty confident. That's pretty much where we're at this point. Because like, if you're a unit that's gonna I don't know why I did it in that order, but if you're a unit that's gonna have to buster chain a lot, you're barely any stronger because of the changes, right? Like, not a lot happens for you. Like Beowulf, right? Beowulf is not that much stronger in this update. He's a bit stronger, right? Everyone's a bit stronger, but yeah, he really did change. Let's see. God, these stages are annoying. I should have brought like just units that AoE and P. Beyond's not worth it. I actually hope Proto Arthur gets buffed, but I don't think he will. I think it's Shiki for just so many reasons. Like, first off, no joke, Shiki really does need a buff. Boy, Shiki, right? She really needs a buff. So I can't really complain if she gets it. Also, she hasn't been like buffed in a long time at this point. You know, you kind of got the outside of the Fate universe, Nasuverse stuff happening right now with Arcawade getting added. I think Boy Chiki's got a raid up coming up, stuff like that. Yeah, it just completely makes sense that Boy Chiki would get it. And besides, Kairo said this, and I actually agree with him. They might just buff Arthur for summer. Because honestly, I'd be very surprised if Arthur wasn't in the summer event at least a little bit. You know, he's probably not going to be like one of the focus servants because he's not new and he doesn't have a costume, etc., etc. But I imagine he's going to be in it because Proto Merlin is in it. And so they might buff him while they're at it. They've done that before, where a servant that's part of an event just gets buffed during the event, right? So they could do that. Chat, I'd have it checked. Did they fix the UI where it like lies about noble phantasms gaining benefits that they don't gain? I can test it here in a second. Because they made like a new graphic for the rainbow chains and all that, made a new graphic for the quick stuff. While they're at it, you know, why not fix the noble phantasm bullshit? I could NP right now with MASH, but not worth it. Hey, thank you for the raid, man. Appreciate it. Alright, let's just get our NP'd and test the UI. We are playing an absolutely atrocious ult account. Those that just got here, what I mean by NP bullshit, so they just changed some of the UI because they changed how, you know, the game plays. But, oh, and thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. But, okay, have they I think they might have, no, they didn't change it. I think they changed. Yeah, no, they didn't change it. Okay, so for those that don't know, look, if I pick Gilius's Buster card, right, the rest of the deck is getting highlighted by red. And that is indicating that they are getting the first card Buster bonus, right? All these cards do more damage, which they do, right? I click the quick card, they're all got green around them, because I guess now because of the crit chance boost, right? And art increases your NP gain, they get the little blue aura. And there's another thing, right? If I pick this card and this quick card, see, the quick card gets this little plus, right? And the reason that's there, and I'm sure everyone knows this, but it's like the card in second place is better, right? It gets a benefit to everything. It does more damage, more Sergeant, more MP gain, which is better. And that's why it's here. It's got a little plus sign. And if the third one gets 2 plus signs, because it's even better, right? The problem is, all of this applies to your NP, UI-wise. Look at this. If I do that, it's easier to see with the quick one. If I do quick first, it's showing that my NP is benefiting from the quick, but it's not. That's a lie. It does not benefit from that. And this is what really blows my mind. Look at this. It's saying, it's right here. It is telling you that it is stronger because it's in second place. And if I put it in third place, it puts 2 plus signs on it, saying it's even stronger still in third place. But it's a lie. It does not get any of those things, right? It can give the first card bonus, but doesn't benefit from it. Doesn't benefit from chains. And here, I'll show off an art chain. I really should do Gilius's stuff, but I'll show off an art chain here. I'll put it in slow-mo. It'll indicate, see, it got a little flash. Now, I guess for an art chain, the flash is for gaining 20% NP, which I guess that kind of is true. But if it was like a Buster chain, that would be saying it does more damage, which it doesn't, right? Like, it's just lying to you. And it's crazy that we're 7 years into FGO, and the game has been lying to you for the whole time, right? And now they just changed some of the UI, because they made some like new graphics for the rainbow chains, and for the new quick stuff. But yeah, they clearly didn't bother to change the UI lying to you about the NP. I mean, 7 years. Like, I think it's a little ridiculous. You're 7 years in and you haven't picked something as basic as that. And you know, it might sound like a nitpick, but I don't think it is. If you're a new player, you're going to think that the NP, because the UI is telling you that, like, oh yeah, I should do like the Buster card first, make the NP do more damage, and then put it in third place. You're naturally going to think that. So yeah, there's no reason for them to be like lying to players like that, and they should really get that shit sorted. Okay, I could technically rainbow chain here, but you know what? Just because I want to see if we can get a big crit, we'll do it. That 50%, flip a coin. Oh, so if you mean if this account is rolling story, yeah, it generally rolls story. We don't have to roll story, but there's really no reason not to. Like, actually, rolling a banner is normally bad on this account, and the reason is you're probably going to get rated up craft essences, and rated up craft essences aren't actually very good, like 90% of the time. I really stand by that. I would say 90% of the limited rated up craft essences are worse than the unlimited, just anytime craft essences. And I think some people kind of just forget that, but your odds of getting K-Scope, 2030, stuff like that, it goes down dramatically if you roll on a banner that has CEs rated up on it, and most of them do. So story is actually way better for getting craft essences, and you know, most new units they add are going to be too strong to be added to like the allowed servant list. So there's no point in rolling on them. So yeah, story is actually pretty optimal on these accounts. Now this team is not optimal even for the bullshit that we're allowed to use, but I'm kind of just autopiloting through these strengthening, this one strengthening quest that takes forever, and then we're going to go back to Babylonia. Okay, you know, it doesn't really matter. Golem's not going to kill all three of us. Now we can use the ticket. I guess just everybody gets that, so no reason not to. Funnily enough, though, I already have a bunch of K-scopes, so I didn't pick K-scope. Yeah, limit broken Black Grail is pretty swell. You know, it's overkill a lot of the time, so you're not gonna use it all of the time, but... Oh, thank God, Cairo leveled his Billy. Okay, I don't think I need to change the back row, it shouldn't matter. Also, I should be bringing Billy all of the time, because we need Bond. Like, I am not exaggerating. Fluffy is going to be so difficult on these accounts. And Billy is absolutely our best option, but he is not good enough, because Billy ain't he's no Coup or Robin Hood. Not even close. But so Billy needs to be like 110, or at least he needs to have all of these like passives unlocked. Like, he's going to need to be in the best shape he possibly can be. And even then, I don't think it's going to be good enough, but I guess we'll find out. Not rank 10 feels bad. Let's see, I could MP with Billy right now in Quick Chain, but it's the wrong one. I can Rainbow Chain. Okay. We're not gonna die in the first turn because he doesn't have crit buffs yet. If he casts them, he has to waste actions, and we have damage cut. We need middle Billy to get his NP. That is not going to happen. Alright, well, this sucks, but we'll do that. Good enough. I don't think Billy has any passives unlocked yet. Yeah, I don't think so. So I'm gonna get enough copies. No, we can't level things that aren't allowed. Also, we wouldn't even if we could. It's not worth it. Like, because they're still old accounts, so it's not like we're not playing them all of the time. So we're not gonna have like excess materials and stuff to do that. Maybe William Tell gets used, we'll see. Debuff immunity is nice. And he is art, so he works with Castor Artoria, but I don't think he's better than Billy. Billy has an upgraded NP, Billy has a hard survival skill, and the hard survival skill is really important there. But there is a chance that we use Billy and William Tell. Like, that could happen. Like, maybe William Tell in the front to work with Castoria, and then Billy at the end when Castoria might be dead. Okay, this ought to do some more damage. Let's see. No rain. Well, I could rainbow with that. But now we'll take the break. Fuck. Nice 90% crit, Billy. Billy, what are you doing? You had Buster up, double crit up, and then you whiffed it. You're embarrassing me. Yeah, it'd be nice if William Tell or Billy got buffed with the 3-star archer. Wait, what's tonight? It's Saber tonight, right? So it's the Silver Saber. I really think it's Gilius. I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
Okay.
Like, I mean, what are they gonna do? Buff Bedivere again? Like, that'd be crazy. Oh, Fergus, though. That's right. Fergus actually could be buffed. I do think Fergus is much better than Saber Gilius, so I don't think he should, but it wouldn't shock me if they did. It's taking longer than it should have. Yeah, I could see them giving Fergus a battery, definitely. Hey, there's a rainbow. Yeah, they buffed Gilius' tactics, I think. It's so bad. Although, honestly, I wouldn't mind it if he buffed his NP. But last 3 turns, maybe has a slightly stronger effect. Make a few more stars. I don't think it needs to make way more stars, because it's supposed to, like, complement your star gen, right? Or, like, star bomb next turn or whatever. It's not supposed to do it all on its own, and that's fine. Like, you know, every character doesn't need to do everything all of the time, right? Like, that's silly. Okay, it's back. Is this the last one? No, why are there so many? This isn't even a buff for Lancelot. It is unlocking his third skill, right? Which is just ridiculous, dude. I'm going with her over Dion. I just want to go back to Babylonia. We're stuck in this hell. Yeah, honestly, adding 5 more stars to it and then make the buffs last 1 more turn. You don't even need the crit up. Just that, I think, would be enough. But if you add a crit up to it, that's nice too. Because Gilius actually can do some crazy damage. Like, if you can set him up properly, he really does. The issue is just that the window is so small. Because for some reason, they made his NP art. It is very difficult. Oh man, I wonder if, chat, I wonder if they're gonna buff his tactics and it'll do, you know, new things and yada yada, but it might let him change his NP color, like Emiya. I could see them doing that. And that's not bad, because in some rare instances you might want it to be art. But, actually, especially with rainbow chains now, you might keep it art, absolutely. But it would be nice if you could change it to Buster. Because it being art, especially before the rainbow deck change, it was very difficult to do any damage on the turn that you NP'd, and then you only have 1 turn of the buff left. Right, so like that was just awful. That's pure copium. I think they might do it. I think they might. That's kind of their way of trying to fix obvious mistakes they made in the past. Although sometimes mixed decks aren't a mistake at all, but I think in Gilius' case, it was. Okay, 400k. I should have brought Billy again. Wasn't expecting them to do this. Alright, let's do... It's Rainbow Gilius time. I don't know why I didn't just cast this Buster up. I keep forgetting I got it to rank 10. Because, like, the time before we did Lion King, it was like rank 4 or 3 or some crap, so... We'll still set up for next turn, though. Wait a minute, I actually can't Rainbow Chain unless I do Mash. Well, we'll just make stars then. You see, like right there, if it was Buster, it'd be way better. I'd do more damage. I'd also Rainbow. Also, please don't kill my Berserker. Yep, we're good. Where? No! See, right there. That's why it needs to last 3 turns. Look at that. The turn of, I have quick art, which you're not doing crap with that, and then you only have 1 turn of it left, and I don't get any of his cards. Okay, should have been card counting, but even if I was, I think the next hand is just... The deck hasn't reshuffled yet, so there was no way for me to know that. Well, that is absolute shit. I guess, Salami's gonna have to step in and do the damage. He's been the main damage dealer on his account anyway, strangely enough. Of course. So our NP was completely negative. He wouldn't have died there if it wasn't for the defense down of this from his NP. So it did no damage, he never got to do his busters, and because of the defense down, he killed himself. So, yeah, that's fantastic. Alright, get her NP so we can... We're gonna kill this guy with dots. Like, the way this is going, we are actually going to kill this guy with dots. Or at least they're going to contribute a decent amount. Say Stan, that was like the worst Saber Gilius experience right there. Like, that was awful. NP into no damage, into no cards, into death. Okay, goodbye Mash. Wish I'd gotten some dot command codes. That's just like a skill issue in my opinion. Yeah, I should have gutsed them. Chad, if they buff Gilius, I'm gonna have to put like a lot of effort into making a video for him. I don't even know what I'll do. I'll have to do something. We've done like 40k or something with our dots by now. So we might die. Yeah, I should have brought Billy. I think they will both Saber Gilius, and if they don't, I pretty much guarantee you it's Fergus. Like, there's no way it's Caesar or Bedivere. There's just no way. They're so much better than everyone else. No one thinks they're bad. They've gotten attention recently. There's no way. Like, it's probably Gilius, because even buffing all the bad units this round, or at least perceived bad units. So yeah, I think it's Gilius, and maybe Fergus, but yeah, if I had to bet, I'd say it's Saber Gilius. Or Giles, or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, we're really struggling with these chimeras, and our teams just don't make any sense. We don't have like straightforward boss making. Oh, she's dead. I have one more unit in the back. If it was Billy, this would be great. That is not Billy. That is Jason. I don't know about that one. Okay, we definitely rainbow here. No joke, our dots have done so much damage in total though. We picked for a bunch of turns and we had to double dot up. Like, we could probably kill him this next turn, but that wouldn't be the case if we hadn't done all this dot damage. I'm actually out here struggling with a buff quest. It's a bad sign. Alright, let's do this. Die. No more chimeras. Hi Lost, how you doing? Lancelot is an Argonaut? Yeah, absolutely. No, you remember that famous Greek legend where, you know, they found a screaming suit of armor in the water? I remember that. Alright, last one, for the love of God. See, now is the Saber gonna be last? Like, I have no idea. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. And then we're gonna make this Billy. Probably not with that CE, though. Our CE options are pretty bad when it comes to starting NP. Okay, so there is an archer here. Maybe just one salami. Alright, there we go. I should bring default, but I need XP on this thing. Once that thing is ranked 10, my life is going to be so much easier because I can just use default all the time. But then one of those the rarest instances where you really do need the star bomb, then you've got it. Yeah, Hercules is probably my favorite too. I mean, who doesn't like Hercules? I want regular sane Hercules so bad. In FGO. Or hell, just in a fate book, whatever. Although I guess Archer Hercules is in Fate Strange Fate for like a page and a half, but that does not count. That's more like a promo, right? It's like hyping him up, but not for now. I'm putting the quick second instead of the art because I want more stars. The buffs are good. Both buffs last night were good. I'm happy with them both. They both, like, I don't think Medusa Lily needed it that much, to be honest. I think she's like one of those units people act like sucks, but she absolutely doesn't. And I've used her in enough challenge quests now that Like, I feel pretty confident in that. Like, she's quite good, but it was okay to buff her. I think Valkyrie needed it more, but it's still, I'm not, it's not that big of a deal. And it's a good buff. It makes her more consistent, allows her to loop her survivability, use Atlas, and especially with her stuns and charms and stuff. It's quite good, actually. I think it's a pretty big boost for her. But you have to use your brain, so it's fine. But yeah, Valkyrie needed it really bad, but hopefully next time. You know, I think I am going to NP here. Wait, we haven't seen the archer yet. So it must be in the back row. So actually, I'm not going to do that. Also, fucking Deer Mid gave us double 50% attack down. There's attack down daily. And Durans, Beto Durans, thank you for the 11 months, practically a year. Thank you. Lots of subs today. And I have no idea why, but I will take it. Smashu. I like how we're getting no Gilius cards when we have 2 Lancers left. Not going to code. Please don't kill Nash because I need her to taunt the NPs. Okay, Gilius, you need to kill one of these guys. Just rainbow it. The thing is, when was the last time you saw almost anyone use anything? Do you realize how much of the cast doesn't get used because they haven't been rated up in years, or they're not popular? It doesn't mean anything, because I have used Medusa Lily a good amount, and like not getting carried by Scatty and crap like that, and she does great. Like, I have compared her. Like, you know, when a challenge quest comes out, I'll normally do it like 20 fucking times with different setups, and like I have compared Medusa Lily to her competition a lot, and she does great. She's a very good unit. Now, she's not the best Lancer in the game, right? Of course not. But yeah, just because you haven't seen people using, like most of the units in the game no one uses because they, you know, it's not their favorite waifu, or they're not super easy mode OP, so they just don't care. But that's no criteria for if a unit like is good or not. It's like actually understanding the game and then testing things is how you figure that out. But yeah, she's not like, she wasn't like so good that like you couldn't possibly buff her. It's not like that, but there are other units that need it way more, I would say. But still, I don't mind that she got buffed, and it was a good buff. Okay, so we're unironically using Gilius's tactics. Cannot rainbow. Do I Gilius NP? No. No, absolutely not. This is going to be really pathetic. By the way, okay, Mordred actually needs to die first, so Billy can just focus on Artoria. Although, we're gonna Brave Chain with her, I suppose. That's the challenges for Art Knights, and I accidentally started the challenge during FGO, so now people are doing it. So a lot of the Art Knights crew is just watching FGO right now, and they're you know, being silly. Oh, you know, just triple stun though. The statistics on that are absolutely terrible, and then they also have magic resist. Honestly, that was insane that we just triple stunned right there. Like that's crazy. Also, quick card mod check. I could do like a lot of damage with Gilius because I could get the first card buster. Dude, that would help so much if we just had quick here. I think we just take it though while we got it. No, actually, I think we saved the Mystic Code for Billy. Yep, yeah, we do. That so sucks though. If that was a quick card instead of an art card, the buster card would do 50% more damage. And considering how it's going to crit, that's a lot. Yeah, 50% of 25 is pretty good. Dude, I feel bad for the people that only watch my Arc Knight streams because they're not even going to know what happened. Because there's no way the challenge is surviving. It's dead. I don't know how many points have been contributed to it, but I'm sure it's almost over. It's only 10%? Okay, never mind. Okay, never mind. Okay, never mind. Alright, we're good. We're good. Carry on. I'd like it to at least survive one stream. I'll just say that. I'd like it to survive at least one stream. She really does need her NP. She's going to die any second. This is going to be the ugliest combo of all time. I should have just used her Buster card, because I only did 10k. Dude, I've noticed ever since they've had issues with the Unity engine, Gilgamesh's attacks make the game freak the fuck out. And actually on my phone, sometimes it just straight crashes it. I just, whatever's going, because they're using a really old version of Unity, and it's like out of date. And I've noticed Gilgamesh causes a lot of problems with it ever since they got out of date. And dude, they're not fixing it for a while. I think they said they were fixing it in September. And I'm like, why are you waiting that long to do something as basic as that? Like when your game engine, like literally, like the client needs to be updated, because that's what it is. They need to update the client to like a newer version. It's like, why would you wait like months and months to do that when you know it's a problem, right? Like that's so weird. I actually think we need to NP. I want to NP her, but he needs to die. I could rainbow him, but I don't think that would do 20. Okay. Yeah, I guess I just NP him. That is unfortunate. Wait a minute. Let me do that. Yeah, they're using like Unity 2016. So, and I don't think the developer even supports the 2016 model anymore. I guess like there's updates, so. Well, we're about to get Excalibur'd. Is it worth it to Guts? Probably. Man, I want Lancelot to punch Artoria in the face, but we really need to take out Mordred. What do you think about this?
Okay.
I didn't target switch. Why am I an idiot? Hey look, the reason I needed to take out Mordred. Oh my god. Well, we just threw Guts away. Because I forgot to switch to Mordred. Okay. Okay. Don't worry, chat, I got this. No problem. That nice crit down. Imagine if Mordred was dead, because then the only enemy that would attack me is the one with crit down. Don't bust her, that's a fucking buster. Okay, Artoria, if you could just die, that would be swell.
Okay.
Easy. So weird that that's a meta combo now. Like, you would just never do that before. Like, there's just no way you would ever do that before. Now it's like, yep, this is bread and butter. That probably is the bread and butter combo right there. So the bread and butter combo went from Buster Quick Art to Quit Arc Buster, essentially. Sometimes though, like, it's gonna change depending on if you need the damage or not, but also crit chances. I think your crit chance will change. Like here, because the Buster, like if I did this card, like this card and this card, I'd probably put Buster first just because its odds of critting are the lowest. And if it doesn't crit, you know, it's not nearly as good as the other one. Yeah, see, like I was right. I was correct to put it first there. Because, it did the least damage. Yeah, I know BQA is still the best NP gain combo. Well, it's not. It's the best NP gain combo that is also Rainbow, right? Like, obviously, you're still better off with, like, you know, actual NP gain combos. Like, you know, Art or Art Quick Quick and stuff like that is still better. Well, not always. It depends on the hit count on the Buster. Like, for older units where their Busters are normally 1 hit or maybe 2 hit, they still want the old school combos, but for, like, people that are like, I have a 6-hit Buster, then you're definitely going to want to change it. Although, actually, because of that, they still might actually mix it up, too, because they might want to put, like, Buster in the middle. Actually, no. They always want to put Buster first because Busters don't benefit from the first, the second and third place bonuses when it comes to NP gain. They just get the flat amount from the first card bonus. It doesn't matter what placement they're in, so they should still always be first. Like even on Scath, they should always be first. It's easy to forget that, but that is absolutely a thing. Okay, freaking strengthening quest over, or third skill unlock quest, whatever the hell you want to call it. Back to Babylonia. That was awful. Because like with Kuretsugu though, you're still gonna like do just art stuff a lot of the time. Because like even with Robin, like we saw it the other day when I was doing that solo, I didn't do it a lot, right? Most of the time I did Rainbow. But there were times where the only thing that mattered was NP gain, and I was going to be pushing it, so I had to get like the best NP gain combo possible, and like Quick Art for him is still better, right? Like that's still way better than Rainbow combo, because it's just your hit counts and like which cards you're using is just better, because you're using 2 art cards instead of 1, right? And you're still getting the first card bonus and all that kind of stuff. And then like you might do like NP art, right? Like that's better than doing, because otherwise you have to do like NP Buster Quick. That's not as much NP gain, right? Like no way. Like sure, you do a little bit more damage. Well, actually no, you really don't. You do a tiny bit more, I suppose, but the quick card does less. The Buster is more, and you're still getting the 3 of a kind bonus either way. So it's barely any different. So you know, art is still the way to go there. Honestly, I think some of the only characters that are gonna Rainbow combo on their NP turn are Buster. Like, I think most art units, I mean, it depends. Some people can loop, like, regardless, but they have, like, such good NP gain or battery skills that they don't need to do, like, NP gain combos. But I think most art units are still going to do art, especially if they have, like, art up in their kit, right? And I think quick units especially are still always going to do quick. Unless you're, like, Jack and you make so many stars, you don't need the quick chain. But most people are pretty happy to do a quick chain and do then a Rainbow next turn. Yeah, I think Buster is like the only one you might not do BBB. But it'll kind of depend on if you have a big Buster up or not. Because like Beowulf is attack up, right? And then so he might do Rainbow. I mean, you don't replay the same battle every time. Like, what are you talking about? Chat, remember when you make a new account and you just fight Gwaine over and over again? Like, he just won't go away, right? You have to fight Gwaine like 80 times. Like, that doesn't happen, right? You do each fight 1 time, right? It's like people replay Nier Automata or you know, Devil May Cry all the time. Because you're not fighting, when you play Devil May Cry again, you're not fighting the first boss over and over. You're fighting the first boss, then the second boss, then the third boss, and the fourth boss, and you know, things change. So, it is. Like what you're actually saying is backwards, because if you don't play like the story again, that means what you're actually doing is like farming free quests or dailies, right? And that is doing the same battle over and over again, right? Like if they do an event and you know you have the best node to farm in the event, you just do that over and over again. That's boring, right? But like if I do the story again, I'm changing what I am doing. Now, on the flip side, because FGO is dumb, there is way too much filler in the main story, right? And you fight a lot of like, oh look, I'm fighting a Roman soldier. Oh look, I'm fighting a Roman soldier again, right? Like there's a lot of that, and it's shit. You know, I wish we could cut out like half the filler and get to the boss fight sooner. But like, you know, fighting Quetz again, right? That's a pretty unique experience. And then it's nothing like fighting Fluffy again, and it's certainly not like fighting Zeus again, or Demeter, or Gwaine, or Lion King, right? Like fighting Lion King again was really hard on this account. It was a fucking nightmare. Like, Jesus. Actually, all of Camelot was a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie. Gwaine was horrible. Ozzy was horrible. The Demon Pillar was horrible. Lion King was extra horrible. She actually was the hardest. And this is so weird to me, right? This is so weird to me. Because I've played through Camelot on a variety of accounts now with, you know, sometimes for fun, sometimes with restrictions, this, that, and the other. But, if I play like a typical account, right? I keep it free to play, you know, all the time. But so let's say I play a normal free to play account, but I don't restrict myself beyond just keeping it, you know, free to play friendly. That's like the only restriction. Generally, Gwaine is the hardest fight in Camelot, and it maybe depending on like how much you prepared for it and didn't prepare for other fights. Maybe Ozzy or the Demon Pillar might be the hardest too, right? It's somewhere in there. But like generally you kind of over prepare for Gwaine, so that kind of makes them a bit easier. But like if you're equal on everything, Gwaine is normally the hardest, right? And then normally Lion King is actually kind of not a big deal. Because you can normally muscle her down fast enough, it's not a big deal. Anytime though, I have fought Lion King and I'm doing like, you know, this account which is super restricted, or like the 1 to 3 star account with 1 to 3 star craft essences, anytime like you're really hitting yourself in the value like that, Lion King has always been the hardest in Camelot, and I never think she's going to be, because she normally just isn't that memorable. But every time I've played an account that is like really weak, she is always the hardest, like every time. Like I remember the 1 to 3 star account was stuck on her for quite a while, and then this co-op account was stuck on her for a while. Where, you know, as bad as Ozzy was, right, it was not that bad, and same for Gwaine. Although Gwaine, I gotta say, I think I had not experienced the wall with Gwaine in a long time, because I normally am like, yep, level Robin, level David, level Mozart, no problem, right, and George. You level those units, you're gonna beat Gwaine, right? I know exactly how to do it, I know the fight really well, I know how to space out my skills, I got it. But because Mozart's banned, David's banned, Robin Hood is banned, George is banned, I didn't have any of that, and so when we got to Gwaine on this account, that was the hardest Gwaine has been in a long time, and that was an experience, having Gwaine just be like super scary again. Like that was something. But I wish we actually didn't do Gwaine as early as we did, because like both me and Cairo kind of beat it through getting good RNG, where if we just waited a bit and like prepared the accounts a little bit more, we wouldn't have had to do that, and I wish we had done it that way instead, but oh well. But like, you know, talking about the main story, like, let's say they added story replay, so you could replay boss fights whenever you want. Like, do you really think when a new unit comes out, people are gonna make a bunch of videos of using the new unit against like a door daily? They're not gonna do that. They're gonna go fight, you know, Assassin Lee, they're gonna go fight Mothman, they're gonna fight Fluffy, right? Like, everyone's gonna show off on Fluffy, right? Like, no one's gonna be like, yeah, let's go do a farming stage. And Zert, with the 5 gifted subs, goddamn, 71 in total. I don't know what I did to deserve all these gifted subs, but I appreciate it, guys. Crazy, I've got more subs than I think I've ever had. No, I'm too short. Not to put pressure on anybody, but I think we're too shy. But we only have these riders. Let me think about this. Okay, we'll do that, and then what's my best at neutral? I mean, probably Billy. Maybe I should space out my riders in case they all got NP'd together. That'd be terrible. Man, I need level Bodica. Or something. Wait, who else? I have to look up the list. Who is allowed for Rider? I didn't realize our Rider slot was this fucking weak. Okay, Rider. No wonder Yeah, okay, so Yuri Pirates, we don't even have them, so, also they got buffed, so it's not as bad. Let's start with another gifted sub, I appreciate it. One short, yeah, thank you, dude. But, so yeah, the only other riders that are allowed, other than Yuri Pirates, but, is Boudica, Red Hair, and Black Bart. So probably Black Bart, because we know he's getting buffed. Like, we know for a fact he's getting buffed, so I should probably start leveling Black Bart. And there we go. Thank you for the sub, Corintha? Is that how you say that? And Sarenji, that's not right. Sarenj, I don't. Why? You guys are killing me with these names, but thank you for the Twitch Prime. I'll go with I don't know, Sarn Edge, Sarge 94. I don't have to say this. I have no idea. Anyway, I appreciate the subs, guys. I appreciate it. Well, I'm trying to fix my dashboard. It's kind of a wreck. There we go. Sir Naj 94. Oh, that would make more sense. But you know. Thank you for the sub. Alright, what am I doing here? And then, oh my god, what are you guys doing? Thank you for the 10 gifted sub. That's like 25 today, Dr. Deus. God damn it, dude. Justin Blur 49. That's it. Okay, that I can say. I got that one, right? No, wait, no, I didn't. No, it's just a blur. Excuse me. It's just a blur. Don't shut up, chat. Thank you for the Twitch Prime as well. Thank you. Alright, boys, we gotta fight a caster here. Yeah, scam trained indeed. Let's do... Actually, let's do K-Scope. No, I want them to NP at the same time. So I guess we will do this. Mr. Streamer, what is the CE with invulnerability called? I have no idea. I can't even think of such a craft essence. I don't know what you're talking about. They would not add a craft essence that had like 3 hit invulnerability that lasted forever. They wouldn't do something like that. That's too powerful. And Goy Goy, thank you for the 5 pennies. Alright, we'll give it to Mash. What do? I do like how that was included in the freebie ticket. I'm sure somebody picked it. I'm sure someone happened to already have K-Scopes and they were like, fuck it, I need this one. I doubt that was common, but I figure someone... I don't even remember a straight caster fight in Babylonia at this point, but I guess we'll see what happens. Really running out of good CEs to throw on people here. Actually, you know what? Give that to Billy. There we go. Alright. Oh, this account is a nightmare. Do I only have 1 month for cruise? That's the most amount of time you're allowed to do a group goal for. I don't think you can do it for more than that. Quickly, chat. Green needs us to donate as many nickels as possible. No, I don't. Chat, no, we're good. We don't need that. Still the worst coin that was ever created. Alright. Could Rainbow, but oh, we're fighting Caster Gilgamesh. I forgot about that. Right, okay. We did not bring the correct setup for this. Pennies aren't great either, but the thing is, pennies, first off, at least they're unique in how they're like kind of, you know, copper, bronze looking or whatever, right? So that they're different. And then they're small, appropriate to their worthlessness, right? Where like nickel is bigger than dime, which doesn't even make sense. And then it looks a lot like a quarter, but it's not even close. Like where the dime is at least in the running in terms of like value compared to a quarter, and nickel is not, right? And yet it's the one that looks the most like a quarter. This is a catastrophe, Chad. Like how could we live in a world like this? Dime's good. Dime's good. And I'm telling you, I don't think but I know lots of people like coins, right? A lot of people collect coins. I've got some cool coins. I like half silver dollars and dollar coins and stuff. I really like half silver dollars actually. They're really awesome. And they're great for flipping coins for like board games and stuff because they're so big and clear. It's great. But anyway, so yeah, of course people like coins, but who the fuck likes a nickel? Right? Nobody does that, right? Like, I swear my chat got obsessed with them just because one time I said I didn't like them. And everyone's like, oh, you know, nickels are great, right? It's bullshit. You guys are like, you know, 5-year-olds with the contrarian nonsense. Toxic streamer, by the way. Let's see. Okay, how are we this fucked up against casters, man? Alright, just punch him in the face. But yeah, that's Twitch chat, man. You say don't do X, so then everyone does X. That's very much how it is. Not toxic enough. I was so happy because Poi Poi is like the champion of nickels. I don't even know how to express like how much nonsense that man has done with nickels. But anyway, he asked the Phantom dude, then talked about Ninjax. He asked him if he likes nickels, and he said no. And I was like, you wonderful person. I was so glad that that he did that. Because yeah, he disliked them for very similar reasons as to why I dislike them. I love these rainbow combos though. It's great. Yeah, I know. Caster enemies attack the least, they give you the most NP, and they take the longest to get their NP. Now, they make exceptions in like challenge quests and stuff, so they don't always like follow those rules, but still. Right, fire everything. I could mash NP as well, and then to get the attack up, but then I'd have to invulnerability her, which is probably not worth it. So, quick chain it is. You bribed him to say that? I did not. That is slander. And, Gyro... Oh my god, you know I can't say your name. You know I can't say your name. 20 nickels, now hand over the scope. Gyro... Q... Yeah, we've struggled with this in the past, but thank you for the sub, dude. I'm liable, not slander, okay? That's technically correct, but, Hort with the 2 years casually. Nice name, fucker, but, thank you for the 24 months. Alright, imagine subbing to someone that makes fun of your name, for 2 years, by the way. I can imagine actually doing that. Alright, he can rainbow chain, so we will give him the Buster up. Love this song, by the way. Wow, we just absolutely sent Gilgamesh to bed with no supper. Like, he just got clapped, dude. Like, what? The easy boss. You know, we're over here struggling in Camelot all the way through it. But in Babylon, we're just kind of, or Babylonia, we're kind of just wrecking it. Yeah, we just absolutely clapped him there. Yeah, Camelot is harder than Babylonia until you get to like maybe Corrupted Ushi, Twets, you know, those fights. But even then, I think they're comparable to each other. I don't think Babylonia is harder than Camelot, and it's paced worse. You know, Camelot really spaced out its bosses, where you're pretty frequently got a tough boss on the horizon all the time. Where Babylonia, you're just like resident sleeper for a long time, and then all of a sudden, Quetz. Kingu, then Earthquake bullshit, which is the stupidest crap ever, Tidal Wave, Corrupted Ushi, you know, a lot of fuck you, and then, you know, Tiamat. So it just goes from a lot of nothing to just insanity, so. Alright, so straight Archer. This is probably Ishtar. He's slotted Baldy. Like, we're gonna use that. Okay, we'll do this. Yeah, this is probably Ishtar. I don't think the first time you fight her, because you fight her 2 or 3 times, I don't think she ends Ps. Well, she does, but she extra attacks. And it does so much damage that it's like a single target NP. But she's not gonna, like, wipe your team out. Hi, Cairo. How you doing? Okay. Nice Ascension, by the way. Oh, Ishtar has Divinity. Easy. Easy. Double Divinity. I like how we have it limit broken. Now, that's so many rare prisms. But like, what else are we gonna do with the stupid shit that we get on these accounts? I could K-scope, but 2030 is pretty great. Okay, that's fine. Do we have another Lancer? We do. Oh, we have so many Lancers. How did this happen? Do that. That. Alright, fantastic. Pyro, what level is your anniversary blonde? Because mine's almost 8. Trying desperately to get that to 10. How hard is Lost Belt 3? I just started and apparently I need to clear it to do the new event. It's not like the hardest thing ever, but it is noticeably harder than a lot of what you have done before it. It's easy up until like the end, but then you fight Lee's like bodyguard students, right? That guys who like trains to be the bodyguards, right? You fight them, they're pretty tough. Then you fight Lee, that's really tough. Then you fight you and Horse Bindo, that's really, really tough. Then you fight Mothman, which is pretty tough. Like all mixed back to back, so a lot of boss fights. And they're pretty tough. Most of them, though, you can cheese with support, right? You don't necessarily have to have the strongest units yourself. Like, if you get, like, a friend to put up Jolter and give her a Gut CE, she can solo Mothman, right? There's some casters that can, like, what's the Plot Monk, right? And Ilya, right? They're really good for Lee and stuff like that. So you can get carried, right? You can get carried through it. But it is tough. Lost Belt 3 is tough. It's not as bad as, you know, like Fluffy in Lost Belt 6. It's not as messed up as all that, but, Alright, let's see. Well, we do this, and I guess we just Rainbow Chain. So far, the beginning of Babylonia, though, is just so much easier than Camelot. Like, it's not just easier than the end of Camelot, it's easier than the beginning of Camelot. Because, again, Gwaine is in Chapter 4, and nothing we have fought here is even close to that. Okay, you can do super proper Rainbow Chain here. Yeah, I kind of like doing Art Quick Buster, because the damage difference is not that big, and I like, you know, a few extra stars, especially combined with 2030. Rarely is that kind of damage going to make the difference, but if you just happen to get one more crit throughout the run, that actually is a decent difference. Okay. He has the attack up, but the other one has the cards. I could throw his heal away and hope he gets the attack up too. We'll wait for him to take damage. Do I Rainbow though? No. Tried and True is still good. Woo! Boy, do I wish he had his attack up there. Did you hit like Romulus? We need like the NP game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're actually AoE, the dudes on the side. But we are counterclassing. Alright, just give me the defense stuff. Yeah, you absolute legend. Alright, no problem. Founded Rome, by the way. That still did a lot of damage. That's almost gonna kill us. Wow. If we didn't have the defense buff, we would have died. Kairo's Romulus is... I don't understand. How is... I don't understand. Kairo's Romulus has Brave Chained like 4 fucking times. And, our Romulus hasn't gotten to do shit. This is some nonsense right here. Kairo's hacking my game. Like, his Romulus just over and over and over and over, and mine is just sitting here twiddling his thumbs. Look at that, just murdered his card. Okay, got our NP, don't kill me. Not even close, by the way. I finally can Brave Chain on my Romulus. On a turn that it doesn't matter. Wait, what happened, Red? What?
マグノボル一戦マグネム
見事な采配です先輩
I'm confused by your statement. Like, you got another ending 7 times? Why is that a big deal? Oh, because you were trying to get the Yang CE. Oh, I see. Okay, no, that hurts. Yeah, okay, now that hurts. That sucks. So when they first rated up the Yang CE on JP, I tried to get it while also trying to get Brunhilde, and it didn't work out. I think I got 1 copy of it, maybe 2, because you know I'm free to play, so I didn't like I didn't have that much SQ at the time. I mean, I had an okay amount, but I don't think I even used all of it. And I did not get Brunhilde. That was the thing. I did not get Brunhilde, and I did not limit break Yang CE. And I was like, okay, well next year I'll make sure I have a lot saved up, and I'll get it then. And I did. I did have a lot saved up. But I didn't want to use all of it, obviously. I don't want to use all that SQ just for Yang CE. And it took like 700 or like 800 SQ, and I didn't even need to limit break it fully because I already had a copy or 2 from last year. And so just to get like 2 or 3 copies, it took like almost 1,000 SQ. And I was just like, what? Can we have actual safety nets in this game already? Like, Jesus, the game was awful. But I'm glad I have it, because if I want to make Ku the strongest he possibly can be, not all the time, but a lot of the time, it'll call for Yang CE, so I wanted that. You know, I don't know how many Kiaras I've gotten in total, but I've gotten more than I would like. I forget, I know I burned a few of them. The first year, I think I got her twice, and I don't remember what happened after that. But my old account got her twice as well, so that was messed up. That's why I don't entirely remember. I don't think this is Ishtar again. I'm gonna be right back, chat. I need to get water. Asclepius unlocks after you beat Lost Vault 4. And yeah, that's why I always recommend, if you're gonna roll story, wait until you beat Lost Vault 4. Because Asclepius is super good to have. Especially if you're free to play. Alright, I am back. Alright, so Lancers are still good. I see the nickels. I guess we just bring this and maybe Billy in case there's like a big berserker at the end, or even in the middle. Do it like that. There are occasionally reasons to put NPs later in a chain. And more so back in the day. Now that rainbow chains are a thing, it's a lot less often. But before, you do like you put it in second place, not because the NP got better in second place, but because you wanted something else to give the first card bonus, right? Because like if you had an art, I've seen so many people not understand this. It's one of the most common comments I would get. But like if you have a quick or an art NP and you're not going to do a quick chain or an art chain, you're better off doing like the buster card before the NP, then the NP, and then like another buster card or an art card or a quick card in the extra. That's way better than putting the NP first. Now that is less likely now because of rainbow chains, but it still happens. You're not always going to be able to rainbow chain, but you're not necessarily going to be able to like do a 3 of a kind either. So there's still reasons to do it. Also, there's reasons to do it beyond like that kind of stuff. You might do it because you're wanting to target switch, right? Because NP, if how to explain this? If you smack a guy and he dies and you don't do an NP or a new units card, you're going to keep attacking him, right? Where if you like put an NP at a tactical time, you can actually hit something and then switch. So yeah, there's some weird stuff that happens like with wanting to change the first card bonus and that kind of thing. But like really back, it kind of sucks now that the reasons to put an NP later in the chain are definitely diminished now. You really will only do it for target switching, and then for if you need a different first card bonus and you don't have the ability to rainbow. So those are two things that have to happen to core and spawn that would make it worth doing. Where before it was actually pretty common. There were some units that would basically do it every fucking time they NP'd. But that's definitely behind us. That's not a thing anymore. It's going to be really hard for new players to understand, I think, the combat system now, though. Because here's the thing, the old logic still applies for a lot of circumstances, right? Because you're not going to rainbow combo all the time. And even if you can, a lot of times you shouldn't, right? So you still need to know, like, the basics of, like, why you would do BQQ, right? Instead of QBQ or QQB, right? You still need to know that. But so now you basically have, like, two metas to explain to people as they're getting into the game. Because if you're not rainbowing, right, you still need to do stuff like art quick art, or buster art, or buster quick art, those kinds of chains. You need to understand like why you do them. But now you need to understand the logic of rainbow chains, though, which is completely backwards. So now, as a veteran, I like it because you have more choice, you have more options, more room for mistakes. Also, it's not so clear cut. Like before, once you kind of got used to the combat system, it was like really easily set in stone, like what chains you should do and when. Now it's not so clear cut, right? There's just a lot more options and reasons to change things. Where before it's like, even regardless if you understood it or not, it was such clear, this is the best decision. Where now it's like, there's a lot of different decisions and they could all be viable, so you have to figure it out. And I much prefer that. But it is sad, a few things have been kind of fucked over in the process. Especially Buster. I think like Buster chains got kind of messed up. Like, man, it's funny, I'm doing a Buster chain right now, but especially for boss fights, like, the hard content, I so rarely do Buster chains anymore. I need NP gain on either Romulus, so we do that. The thing is, what you can do is, you can normal card, kill an enemy low in health, NP, kill another enemy, so you just target switched, because activating it before or after works. And then after that, NP kills someone, then you target switch again. Like, that's why. Especially with Buster units. But Buster might do, like, a Buster crit chain with their NP. So their first Buster card might do, like, 100,000, 150,000, huge damage on their first Buster crit, right? They kill something. Right, and then the NP for maybe 200k, 300k, kills something, and then the Buster crit again for like 200k, then the extra attack, right? And you can do that to 3 different targets. But if you did NP first, you're capped at 2 targets, right? But there's more reasons. There's more reasons than that. It's not just target switching. Like, it's kind of hard to explain now because of rainbow chains, but essentially, let's say you've got let's say you want a brave chain, right? But it's in a team scenario, so you don't have the access to your whole deck. So you've got 2 Buster cards for the unit, right? Like, let's say it's a unit that's like a Buster, 2 Buster cards and an Art NP, right? That's like Mordred, right? Wait, no, she doesn't have Art NP. Anyway, you know the decks I'm talking about: 2 Art cards, 2 Buster card decks, right? That kind of thing. Anyway, so you've got a Buster card, your Art NP, and another Buster card, right? You don't fucking do Art NP Buster. Right? That's terrible. You do Buster, Art NP, Buster, because now the first Buster, the first card still gets the first card bonus, by the way. A lot of people don't know that, but it does. So that first Buster card is now making itself do 50% more damage, because you now have the first card Buster bonus. Obviously the NP is not great in second place, but it's worth it for the trade-off. And then your third place Buster card is now getting the first card Buster bonus and the third place bonus. And now your extra attack is getting the first card Buster bonus, right? So it's not just about target switching and stuff, it's just about making a better chain, right? Like, just straight up, a lot of times your NP doesn't make a good chain. Like, even now, even with the changes to quick, unless you're quick chaining, and if you do have Buster cards, now you might not, and if you don't have a Buster card, then you definitely put the quick NP first. But if you have a Buster card, and you have a quick NP, you should probably put the quick NP in second place if you're needing to do, like, good damage that turn. Because, again, the first card bonus applies to itself. So that Buster card being in front gives 50%. Because this is what people think, and this is just wrong. People are just doing the math wrong. And I saw this in my YouTube comments all the time. People think that if the Buster card applying the Buster first card effect to like just one other card, then it's not worth it. But that's actually wrong. Even if it is only applying to one other card, it's still worth it. But it's not applying it to one other card. It's generally applying it to 2 cards because it's applying it to itself and then that other card, right? 50% damage is a lot. And so a lot of times you would rather do Buster first instead of a quick NP or an art NP. Now again, loads of exceptions because you might want to be art chaining. You might want to do like an art NP then a quick and an art card just for the gain, right? So there's loads of reasons to still put an NP in first place, of course. There's more reasons to put an NP in first place than in second or third place. But it's not like it's not like it's that rare. Because here's another one. You've probably seen me do this on stream a bunch of times, where because of guts, like never mind target switching, because of guts, the NP must kill, right? And then you need to have something left to finish off the opponent because of guts, but you need very little damage. So it doesn't need to be a face card. It can just be the extra attack. So in that case, you are better off, even if you don't need to do it, but just to be safe, you are better off doing normal card, doesn't even matter what they are, and then the NP. Because now you are maximizing the damage before your last chance to like kill them after guts. It's kind of hard to explain, but like, for example, if you did NP, didn't quite kill them, right? They got 20k health left. It doesn't matter if the 2 normal attacks after the NP super kill them, right? Because it's still going to wait for guts to go off until you're done. So you're just going to whip a massive amount of damage and you'll never hit them ever after guts, right? So you'll almost proc guts, then do your normal attack, and then your extra attack, and then guts will go off. Where if you did the normal attacks first, right, even though you're overkilling a lot, the NP will proc guts, and then now you're target switching, which lets you go through guts, right? And then you do the extra attack, and that's all you need, and then you win, right? So almost any time you're fighting a boss with guts, unless it's a guts that resurrects them with like way more health, you should pretty much always do the NP last if you think you can kill them. And like I've done that in like countless challenge quests because there's just no reason to risk, fucking around with guts. Because an extra turn you might lose. So yeah, that's another. There's a lot of scenarios where you don't do it. But it actually bugs me because anytime there's one of these nuanced situations, right? Guts, target switching, or it's just optimal damage because of strange synergies. Anytime I don't put the NP first, I always get comments saying like, "Why didn't you do the NP first?" And they start explaining to me how NPs work, like I don't know, but even though that has nothing to do with why I put the NP second or third, but they're always like, it doesn't benefit from the certain third place, blah 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 blah, and I'm just like, I already know that, but it's meta anyway. But yeah, I get comments like that a lot, and I'll get them on like old videos too. Like I'll posted a video like 3 years ago, and they're like, "You're doing the NP wrong," and then they're just dumb. But yeah, that always bugs me. Pet peeve. All right, we did not land our attack buff, but we can still do some damage here. Smack David in the face. By the way, this part of the story is so filler. Like I remember this part of the story is so filler. That's probably gonna happen, Red. I think it's not gonna happen for a while because like it's not on NA, right? But like it's what, and I don't know. The game, it has a hard time retaining new players. So, but what would have to happen is it has to hit NA, and then it has to be out on NA for a while, and then new players have to get into the game, and then those new players need to then learn the game well enough that they'd feel comfortable, critiquing someone, which is still fucking stupid, but like that, they're not going to do it when they're like day one. And so that's quite a ways down the road, and at that point, FGO is really going to be struggling to retain new players because the new player experience in this game is bad. Like, oh man, didn't you have fun in Septum? Bet you that made you want to keep playing. Yeah, I bet you a lot of people out there have fought like a challenge quest, especially some of the ones out there in some of those harder events, where there's like a challenge quest for the guts, and the they just didn't think about like the way guts procs, and they did like NP normal, and then they just like massively overkilled the guts, but then they didn't actually kill them after the guts. So I bet you that's happened to plenty of people. Yeah, I tell you, what makes me sad is I've seen that sentiment from a lot of people, and those are just the ones that happen to like, watch my channel or someone else's channel or whatever, and then realize there was more to the game and got back into it. But then think about all the people that don't do that and they just quit. I mean, because there's surely more like that than the ones that actually saw, oh, hey, you know, there are good boss fights later. So many people have quit. And dude, I've seen people on Twitter just like rage quitting FGO. I'm like, oh my god, this game is so boring. Why does anyone play this? Right? And you know, they don't even make it to Camelot. Like, it's a mess. And even Camelot, right? Even though Camelot's much better, it still has loads of filler. Right? You're still doing a whole lot of stupid crap you don't care about. And also the writing is so bad at the beginning, right? And I think people really overhype Fate in general when it comes to writing. Like, I'm not hating, you know, I really enjoy Fate Zero. It's my favorite out of all the Fate stuff. But like Fate in general does not really have that great a writing. It just doesn't. I think Fate Zero is actually one of the best, but like Fate Stay Night is kind of a shit show in a lot of ways. And FGO is really a shit show, and especially before Camelot. You know, then it's like embarrassing how bad it is. It's amateur. It's absolutely amateur. And then even if Camelot, like everyone's like, oh, Camelot's so much better, and it is better, but that doesn't make it amazing, right? Like Camelot is still lots of like filler and weird pacing, a lot of like ABC, like main character does everything, just fighting the one bad guy one at a time, all this nonsense. You know, it still has a lot of really shitty storytelling, right? It is not a very dynamic and flowing story, right? It absolutely isn't. And really none of the FGO stuff is. So that doesn't help either, right? So, but yeah, the stories do get better. They absolutely get better, and they are enjoyable if you like Fate. But the thing is, a lot of people get into FGO, they're not into Fate to begin with. The early stories are so bad, they just stop reading them. And then people tell them, oh, the story's better, you know, so much better later on. So, but they start reading it again, and it is better. But like again, they're not into Fate, so they're still like, this isn't, you know, like this isn't anything that great, right? So they're going to just keep skipping it. So you never get like the hook in them, right? Yeah, Septum, yeah, that Rome, that's not a good time. All right, wonder how this is going to go. I guess I'm just gonna go with Berserker, and then just have like a Saber in case of emergency. And I guess keep Romulus. I cannot believe he's our go-to Saber. How did that happen? What world are we living in? Okay, definitely no Billy though. We'll do Lancelot. Actually, Lancelot's gonna want one of those K-scopes. Okay, there you go. How's Arc Knights? Oh yeah, for Kath. Yeah, Kath, really, how do you like Arc Knights? It takes a minute to get rolling, but man, it doesn't take half as long to get rolling as FGO. Yeah, I'd say Arc Knight starts rolling by like chapter 3, really. Like that's not so bad. And honestly, their early chapters are still way smoother than FGO, and there's so much less filler.
頑張ります。
Because like here's the thing, like, you know, chapter 0 and chapter 1 of Arc Knights aren't anything special, but they're not actually that long. That's the thing, if you just, you know, go through it, it doesn't actually take that long to get through it. Where FGO, I mean, it takes hours and hours to do each of the early singularities. Like I could get to chapter 3 in Arc Knights in like an hour, right? Especially if I reset my AP, right? I can do it so fast. Where, like, in FGO, if I want to get up to, like, Camelot, that's going to take, like, you know, 30 hours or some crap. I mean, maybe not that much, but, I mean, it's going to take a long-ass time. It's going to be, like, you know, 15, 20 hours, something like that. Right? That's terrible.
気持ちがいい？遊びましょうよ。気持ちがいい？見て。
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I started a new Arc Knights account, I could get to chapter 3 in like an hour. I mean it. I wouldn't be reading the story and stuff, obviously, but if I just sat down and murdered the stages, I think I could get it done pretty quick. However, unlike FGO, there's not a lot of reason to make a second account in Arc Knights because you're allowed to replay the boss fights. And you get the challenge mode versions of the boss fights and all that kind of stuff, so... Oh yeah, obviously reading the story, but imagine if you're reading the story in FGO. Because I was saying like 15 hours to get to Camelot, and we're talking about skipping everything. Right? Now imagine you're going through FGO and you're reading all that garbage in Septum and Oceanus and stuff. I mean, that's just... like, absolutely not. Okay, so Kiyohime, by the way, never escape apparently. All right, you know what? Let's just double MP here. Attack up, yeah, there we go.
いざ
Good rainbow, but there's no real, like, rainbowing doesn't, like, that good there.
全て
So here's the thing about Arknight's story. I think in total, it is a good story. I think it's a little generic at first, but, like, the total story actually is pretty good, but the way it's told is pretty bad. Like, the actual story that's there, the motivations for the characters, the events that are happening with the different, like, cities and everything, it's fine, but the way it's told is pretty bad. It gets better, like just like FGO gets better, it gets better, but they're really like monster of the week with how they deal with their villains, and they don't need to, because their villains are like interconnected in their motivations and stuff, but they don't tell you it until like you're killing them, or until you, or after the fact. Like you learn a lot about Patriot after you fight him, right? So they kind of, Arknights has a problem of just like dumping everything in your lap at the same time. They're like, okay, here's a bunch of information for this thing, and then now here's a bunch of information for the next thing, and here's a bunch, like, there's no reason to do it that way, right? They don't, like, intermingle their information very well, right? Because, like, they'll show Patriot and, like, Frost Nova, like, in, like, I think Chapter 1 or Chapter 2, but they don't do anything. They don't talk, they don't start building up what they're about and, like, their motivations and, like, the whole, like, conflict with Tallulah and stuff. They don't even really hint at any of that. They kind of just drop it on you all at once, even though they've been planning it the entire time. So, like, that's just not, that's a problem, right? Like, the story is good, but the telling of it is dog shit. Where FGO, for the most part, the telling of everything is dog shit, and the story is dog shit. Now, again, it gets better. Like, FGO gets much better later on, but, like, seriously, Fuyuki, Orleans is a little bit better for the early stuff. Orleans is probably the best of the early stuff, but it's still not amazing. You know, Oceanus, Septum, they're shit. London is pretty shit. America's shit. And Camelot is better, but even Camelot is still got, you know, so much filler in it and just random nonsense. It's nothing to write home about. Orleans is okay. Like, Orleans is okay. Orleans certainly has a good premise, and it has some interesting, like, you know, character interactions and stuff with, like, Sanson and Mozart and MASH and, you know, Jolter in the floor. But, you know, it's not told particularly well, right? But it is better. Like, Orleans is better. But it's, even Orleans, though, it's not, it's not like it's not groundbreaking storytelling, right? It's kind of like, yeah, this is alright, but, yeah, it's nothing, nothing to go crazy over. Okay, that did not work out the way that I wanted it to. Okay, well, that's bad. Good at her critting us. Yeah, right now, it's gonna happen to NA soon too, but it's not, like, there yet. There's a lot of problems with FGO's game engine and, like, certain phone chipsets. Like, a lot of Samsung phones and this other brand of phone, I forget. Basically, the Unity engine just isn't compatible with some of these newer chipsets now. And it's causing a lot of crashes. And they're not going to fix it for, like, a month and a half. So, yeah. Really sucks. I think if you turn on, though, the new optimization, there's like a new optimization option in the menu. I think that does help. I've noticed ever since then, it has done better on my, like, Samsung device. Like, noticeably better. It is absolutely noticeably better. But, yeah, you're gonna have to wait until, like, September for them to fix it. In the meantime, it's technically against terms of service, so we here at Green Incorporated would never incentivize anyone to do anything that would break the terms of service. But, yeah, if you play on emulator, it generally, it still has, like, some issues, but it is better, generally speaking. It can still crash and stuff, but it is much better. But yeah, you just have to wait until September, and then they'll probably fix it then, because that's what they said, they were doing the update in September. Yeah, actually, when I played my ult account through Samsung Secure Folder, anytime Gilgamesh would Buster Card or NP, it would crash. Now, it's better now, like ever since they did the little optimization thing, it has problems, but it does not crash every time now. But yeah, it's bad, and that's why I'm so annoyed with them that they're waiting so long to fix it. In my opinion, this should be a top priority thing, because a lot of people use the types of phones that it's having issues with. So, you know, this should be top priority for them to fix it. I mean, it's literally, they just need to update their game, like their engine client, from like the 2016 version to like the 2020 version. Like, I can't believe they haven't already done that, to be honest, so... Yeah, it's silly. I think the music is looping. Let me fix that. Funnily enough, there's been issues with FGO in the past, where like with the game engine and stuff, like a long time ago, they had to update. Because they used to be using like Unity 2008 or some crap. But anyway, the unit that broke it back then too was also Gilgamesh. There's just something about the way like his attacks are coded and like the way that they're interacting with the game that he consistently makes problems, I've noticed. Like if you're on a phone that's like struggling to play the game, Gilgamesh is always a problem. If there's like a compatibility issue with like the operating system and things like that, Gilgamesh is an issue. And this game engine stuff now, Gilgamesh is an issue every time. Yeah, Gil too strong. I could see Billy's Buster attack making problems because it operates in a similar way to some of Gilgamesh's stuff. I've noticed it's a lot of times when it's a high hit count that is condensed. Like that often fucks things up. And Gil is really bad at that. And Aya also I just think is like more intensive on like the hardware. So I've seen Aya cause a lot of problems. Can we stop having these dual classes where one counters the other? So it's like, if I bring an Archer, the Lancer's murdering it, but if I bring a Lancer, the Saber's murdering it. Like, I hate that. They do it on purpose too. So Berserkers, by the way. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna open with, I guess, Billy, and then we will just Berserker spam. And then do something at neutral in case of a catastrophe. Then I realize how bad my neutral options are. Hopefully the Lancer is the main enemy. Okay. There's a chance of failure here. So I've never had issues with Yang's NP, but as of Yang being released, I had a pretty good phone. And such, but I can see why. I can see why it would cause problems. Because it's got like the really dense particle effects, or like the blue sun. I can definitely see that causing problems. But yeah, I've never had an issue with Yang's NP, but I'm sure if I used one of my older phones, I definitely would. Go ahead and throw that out. Wow, they were using the 2015 version. That's so messed up. Yeah, I've noticed Eric's NP does have problems too. I think that one is just really badly optimized because it's an old one. Yeah, I've seen that one. It's huge issues. I don't know why though they've waited so long to update their game engine. Hell, what I wish they would do is just switch the game engine to a new one entirely. I think Unity is shit. The problem is it costs a lot of time and money to do it, to switch to a new game engine, and you need like very knowledgeable developers to generally do it smoothly. So I mean they're not going to, because in the short term it would not be profitable, but in the long term it'd be much better for the game. But yeah, they won't do it. Yeah, they normally do engine updates and stuff early on in A, and it's because they don't want to work with the old engine anymore, because it's the same developers, right? Which this is stupid, but it is what it is. Right now, the North American version is run by the same devs that make the Japanese version. A lot of people don't realize that, but that is absolutely the case. And so they don't want to be like dealing with their current game engine that they normally work with, and then remember how to work with the old one, right? They don't want to deal with that. And there's a lot of like compatibility issues and stuff. So NA will probably get the update sooner as well. Like probably won't get it right away, and a lot of the updates you're going to be receiving are going to be old updates anyway, so they won't even need it. But you probably will get it early. So Lasagna is still hiring. Like, they still have job postings up, which is kind of worrying. I think they're struggling to hire people. And that's kind of typical for the market right now, but also I just don't think they pay enough. But anyway, yeah, they're still trying to hire new people for like all positions. If they ever can do that and they actually get some experienced talent, that could be really good for the game. But yeah, I'm worried that because they're not paying enough money, that they're not going to get anyone experienced, and or they won't get anyone at all, and that seems to have been the case up to this point. So it's kind of an issue.
予言するよ。このサンダラーで眉間に3発。それで終わり。くらいな。
You can also play the event cast. It'll probably be a little hard for you, like the final boss of the event. You might want to check it out though. I think you would like the final boss of the event. It's awesome, but it would be very hard on a brand new account. You'd have to like get a support to like carry you to an extent. But it is really interesting. Might stream it later today if I get the chance. Oh, hi Leonidas, and here I am with an archer. That's not ideal. Well, time to art chain. Boy, did I bring the wrong team for this. Actually, no, we'll do this. Okay. Yeah, the event will probably be really hard if you try to do it, but might be entertaining. I'm sure there's some like friend supports that could help a new account beat the dragon, but it'd still be tough. Like if you're on like a weaker account, it'd be really tough. What you'd want to do is like Zerg level up 3 stars, because 3 stars are like much easier to you know, get to like their max potential or close to. A lot of boom for your buck. So you get a few key 3 stars to support like Surtur or Chin Alter or some stupid shit like that. Thorns, you know, that kind of thing. No, only Matterhorn. I mean, Matterhorn's great. He's my most used tank. And he's really good for some boss fights out there. Sadly, he's not good for that dragon though. I didn't even bring a tank for that dragon. It's one of the only bosses I've done that. But yeah, I just straight up did not bring a tank, and it was fine. I didn't see any use for a tank in that fight. But that's one of the only times I've ever felt that way, where like I didn't see a purpose to a tank. Okay, I think we're gonna lose this state. Also, I picked the wrong buster first. I think we're gonna lose. Yeah, Myrtle's always good to level. Although not everyone's gonna have her early on, it's much easier to get 3 stars on a you know, brand new account. Not sure I'm going to get her in P. We shall see.
Hi. 行きます。了解です。まだ。
Oh yeah, Gnarl is pretty cool. There's 2 versions of her. She's like a tank version and a guard version. They're both quite useful. Okay, well she's alive. Still doesn't have her NP. We are probably dead. I'm gonna have to bring an actual team for this. This is rough. Alright, Lancelot. Do something. Pretend it's Artoria. If you don't mind. I mean, he did something for being 1-1-1. It's not too bad. She actually just got her 3rd skill off. And we're not, like, that's easy if you're like doing a conga line, but we were not doing that, so that kind of just won it for us, I think. Okay, so this guy right here is actually a really big threat. Let me think about this. We're gonna like do a degree of overkill no matter what. It's like they're not gonna one-shot. Maybe those 2 NPs, the AoE one and then the 1 is enough to kill the guy, but I kind of doubt it. Yeah, I really wish Ace was in, but we might get Sharp. Sharp is a very similar vibe. Actually, chat, I gotta be honest, I hate to say this, but I like Sharp more than Ace. Now, I like Ace just fine, he's awesome, but, Sharp is kinda great. And like, that bit with him, you know, standing toe-to-toe with the boss in that previous event and everything, that was just awesome. And then like, so I love his interactions with Courier in that event and stuff, it's just great. So yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, Sharp is one of my favorite characters in Arknights. He's great. More of him, please. Alright, I thought we were in trouble, but we, our berserkers took care of business here. Getting Salami's third skill there was kind of nutty. 14 hero proofs, that is not a lot. Chat, I want to get to like an actual boss fight, but that doesn't happen in Babylonia for so long. Like, these are like, you know, mid-boss fights, not like real boss fights. My favorite event, though, really was the Rainbow Six one. Like, it's not just because I like Rainbow Six, I just think that was a really good event. Like, the gameplay was really good, the story was interesting, and especially because they had these new characters that knew nothing about the world. It was really good for, like, world building. And, I just really liked it. The stuff with Rangers was cool. Yeah, I thought it was great. Yeah, and the gameplay was great. Like, OD8 was such a boss, dude. What a dick, but it was really satisfying to beat it. His Anastasia is kind of a joke, so... We are allowed to use Hohenheim, right? I mean, he leveled it, so I think so. Yep, he's right there, he's on the list. Okay. Alright, Hohenheim it is. Yeah, I really hope they rerun. I wish the Rainbow Six event could just be permanent like the other events. Yeah, they pretty much always have a challenge version. Alright, probably still want to use the Berserker in here somewhere. Try to enable some crits here. Alright, hold up. How much can we level Lancelot's skills without it being, like, super painful? His second skill doesn't matter very much, but his first and third. Because, like, extra star absorb is good, and then more crit damage is good. Fuck. Do I focus on the crit or the absorb? Fuck, I should've... I just need a few more. I guess the crit... I wanted just a little bit more absorb, but yeah, I think we try to get the damage. Alright. Well, that's all we can do right now. I could use pure prisms, but I don't think it's a good idea. So most events become permanent, like forever. You can play them anytime, and you can repeat them, and you can do the bosses whenever you want, once they're reran. But I'm not sure the Rainbow Six one is going to be like that, because it's a collab. Now, I hope to God that I'm wrong, and I hope it comes back and it's there permanently, but I don't. If there's one event that's not going to be permanent, I think it would be that one, so. Alright, we'll still want our... Do we want our NP, though? Like, we could just focus on damage. It's not terrible. I need to just level a craft essence up high, just to give me a high attack stat. I don't have any like that. Okay, we'll just K-scope then. Yeah, Cookie doing work. I see that. I see that. Guys, just wait for the Arknight stream, right? Just you don't have to do it now. You're wasting your channel points. I mean, I guess you're not wasting them, but you're wasting the hype. I'll put it that way. And he just smiles at me. Little shit. All right, all right. All right, 2 casters at the end though. What a catastrophe of a team. Anastasia doesn't even have her 3rd skill, like... Jesus. Do we have his upgraded NP? Okay, at least we have that. No faux items, though. I like how I say that, and more people are throwing channel points now. Bruh. There's our boy Merlin. Pyro's just doing that because he knows he needs it for Fluffy, but like, it's not that good right now. Like, the Paul Bunyan one is better. And he, yeah! Alright, here we go. He's in P5. Chat, this is gonna be good, right? Right, guys? You know, he got it, he got it. If he did not, dude, he's counterclassing. If he did not do that wave, I would have just burned him alive. Although it's Cairo, so I guess I can't burn him, but, where are my Berserker Lancelot cards? Like, where's my busters? So he's not gonna, if I could NP right now, but he won't kill because he's only NP1. And then we'd make a bunch of stars to crit, but then we're not at the next wave. I mean, I think I'd do it anyway, though. I need him to be NP2. I need that. Also, I need him to be level 80 and have full items, because those two things are like 2,000 attack, and the way your NP multiplies your attack, 2,000 attack will translate to a lot of damage right here. You know, he's far from ready. Look at these fuckers in their... Jeez, chat, I don't even remember. Did I make it 1 million or did I make it 10 million? What did I set it to? Because I have my chat where I can't see it right now. I thought it was 1 million, so surely... Oh, it's because some of these fuckers are doing level up cruise, which you can't do, because you can't level cruise, because she's at level cap. I even told people not to do that, and now that I'm looking, I see so many... I kept seeing all these 200,000 points, and I thought they were putting that towards the elite, but they're not, because they're like dumb as fuck, and they're putting it towards level ups that we can't do. That is so many wasted points. Like, are you kidding me with that? And hi, Vol, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he subbed like 2 days ago, but chat be look at that triple buster and not like spread out at all. Like, what do you mean, wait, what? If she's at elite where she needs to be elite 1, you obviously can't level her, right? Like, I cannot believe so many people have done that. I'm shocked here. Oh yeah, it's because we've got the, I don't know why you typed 1, but yeah, it's the way we pick people for chat. We have them say 1. I should probably make it something more convoluted like 15, so that doesn't happen. Okay, time to see no faux items, 114. Level 70 Lancelot crit stuff. Although, do I even use the crit buff here? Yeah, I think I do. We do that. Okay, I mean, he got it. There's at least still 2 of them. Damn, we couldn't do that on the next wave. One day this Lancelot is going to be powerful. That day is absolutely not today, though. Rainbow, let's go. I love the pole, dude. Bap him. Okay, this might be a bit of a problem because we're all AoE and we got nothing left, but we'll do what we can. I could try to art crit with Lancelot and see if he got his NP, but honestly, he wouldn't really do any damage. We'll do that. See if Hohenheim can get his NP. Well, when chat finally completes cruise, we'll let them vote on the next thing to level. And then I'll probably lower the cost at that point, because I think we've ate enough channel points by then. You know what? We don't really have units in the back that are going to want this, so we'll do this now, even though we don't have our crit buff.
了解です。
21 health. Fantastic. Alright. I hope we can beat this with our back row, because I do not want to do this, like, filler stage again. I think we got it. I mean, it's half dead. Alright. I could wait until she has cards, but like, we're gonna die really soon, so I think we just do the NP now. If Hohenheim can live, this would be really good.
あなたの愛をちょうだい。ファム・ファタル・ベース。
水よ。水よ。
Free iTunes cards, that's nonsense. Don't. Okay, no, he's good. If he crit again, I would have died.
ロミオの人。リア王の手な。
Now, I could rainbow, but I don't see the need, so we'll focus on NP gain. I think the game just... Okay, I thought it crashed, but it did not. Oh my god, Vol is contributing now. You gotta be kidding me. What have you done? Not even an Arc Knight stream, for God's sakes. 97%, by the way. Now 87. Great, great. Yeah, I figured you didn't even know who Cruz was. I assumed that was the case. These are our last units, so we need to win here. Look, another person is wasting 200,000 channel points on leveling Cruz when Cruz is at level cap. I told you, like, it's like, it's only 1,000,000 points, so if they do the other one, it would have been done by now. That's the thing, like, we would have been already done. But everyone does the wrong one, so I should have just turned it off, but I didn't think people would be this, like, dumb, so... Not being toxic, but I'm just saying, it's like, Jesus Christ. Can't just cruise through your toxicity? Okay, okay, yeah, very, very clever. I mean, you can't at once, obviously. But there's like no, like leveling cruise doesn't do anything, so it's like, that's just points you could have put towards the 2K, you know, over and over again. Yeah, probably for the Bex Hex. We could probably up the cap on the other one too. We could probably make it higher. It's supposed. Hold on. I might actually have it set wrong. Let me check here. Okay, it's at 22%. Okay, I'm not gonna change it now. I'll probably change it though when we get to the actual Arc Knight stream. But yeah, there's no reason to change it now because we're playing FGO, for crying out loud. Because yeah, I think it's set where you can donate 2K and then you can't do any more. And actually, now that I realize that, I don't know how we're at 22%. Like, I actually don't know how we're at 22% if people are only donating 2K and they're not allowed to repeat. So now I'm just scared. Yeah, that means like the second I uncap it, it's over. Like it's just instantly over. I did not realize. Okay. Anyway, it wasn't. I didn't even like. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal when I was streaming FGO, but I was clearly wrong. Alright, Lancer, Rider. I think we take Kairo's Sanson because Dion is not very good. So yeah, that is kind of messed up. That's my priority, but Ilias is better. Okay, so we open like that, and then Jason in case things just go to shit, and then one more assassin, probably Charlotte because she has an evade. Also, I really wish they were going to buff a one-star assassin with this round of buffs because Charlotte really needs it, but not going to happen unfortunately. Alright, we will do... Okay, Mash with 2030 is totally fine. I don't know what I want to give Jin-K here. If she gets her NP, it'll do a lot of damage, but good luck. Yeah, I think Gilius is gonna get it. It's him or Fergus. And Gilius deserves it more than Fergus, most certainly. Oh. Cairo made the same mistake. Well, shit. Okay, hold on. Well, Benkei needs to die first. There's no question about that. Because he is so annoying as an enemy. It's just, it's terrible. Definitely gonna rainbow here.
Oh.
It's so interesting that he's so useless on the player side, but then as an AI, he's super annoying. Okay, we could rainbow Ushi, but we honestly might need to just keep hitting Benkei because he is the problem. But, yeah, we'll do this. That's an old school combo right there. Let's see. Getting kind of lucky with the rainbows right now. I'll take it. I would like Mash to survive until Ushi's in P. I need to get Gilius in P as well. Okay. Alright, so I could NP with Gilius right now. I did the invulnerability. There is a chance that we can kill Benkei right here. I'm gonna go for it. Okay. If someone had a quick card, that would really help, but come on, 80%, let's do this. What could possibly go wrong? Nope. 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 Okay, well. Here it comes. Well, he only stunned one of us, but he stunned the one that has taunt, and it's all now. Okay, that quick charge did nothing because she was going to get her NP there anyway. But yeah, I'd really like to taunt right now, Save Jinkei, you know. Well, I could guts her, but I'm not sure that's worth it, because she might just not get NP'd, and we have other assassins in the back, so... I guess what we'll do is just what we can for this turn. No rainbow, we'll do... Oh, Benkei's taunting, though. Shit. Do I quick chain then? Yeah, I guess I quick chain then. What a bastard. Also, I like how we got nothing out of our Gilius NP because it wears off this turn. So, yeah, that was great. Don't hit Jinkei. Really, just hit mash. Hitting mash is by far the best outcome for us. Like, we still need Gilius to kill Benkei, so... Hey, she listened! Fantastic. And then Jinkei almost died, but you know. What is the play here? I think she's worth healing. I don't think we NP with Jinkei right now, though. I'm pretty sure we just need to kill Benkei. So... I want Sanson NP gain, but it's pretty risky to do his art card right now. But, I mean, who doesn't like a risk? 90%, right? On Buster, no problem. Okay, there's a problem. Why, James? Fucking 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, right? And then there's that one asshole, and I like how it almost killed him anyway, but you know, of course not. Okay, now we do this. Unfortunately, Ushi is not human or evil, so actually, is she evil? I mean, I don't know what her alignment is. I don't think she is, but let me look this up. She could be lawful evil. I could see them doing that. Nope, chaotic neutral. Yeah, I figured it'd be neutral, but I knew she wasn't good. I knew that, but yeah, neutral makes the most sense. Okay, so Bap, then Bap because defense down, and then Bap. That was not particularly good damage. Just gonna point that out. That was 30,000. Moment, yeah. That was Kairos. Kairos might not be NP5. Oh my god, that's right. He's NP1. Oh jeez. I mean, that's still terrible damage, but yeah, NP1. It's pretty yikes. All right, what do we do here? So evade turn. We save guts for wait. Yeah, Charlotte. We'll save it for Charlotte. That's fine. All right, might as well. Guess I do the extra just for the extra star gen. Yeah. Two extra stars. I do a rainbow chain and it could work out. Yeah, generally you don't use 1 star or 2 stars or even 3 stars at below NP5. Pyro has gotten some pretty terrible luck to still have his Sanson at NP1. Although maybe he just hasn't like upgraded it, maybe he hasn't checked his inventory. I don't know. I mean, he just gave out 100,000 FP, so Sanson has more health, and neither of them are probably going to NP, so I guy we heal Sanson, who's more likely to survive another hit. I think Rainbow is fine.
Oh.
We're gonna win. It's fine. We got it. Gilius, the only way we would lose is if Gilius had died pretty early and like Benkei was just free to like wreck us, then we would have had a terrible time. But we got enough out of Gilius that it worked out. They're both pretty likely to die.
わかった。
Uh-oh. Well, in a way it's a good thing because it gets Charlotte out, and Charlotte is our best damage dealer at this point. But we're not gonna lose.
ここでこうだ。当然だろう。行こうか。
Alright, we got it. The only way we would lose is if she like triple buster crits Charlotte. Even then, I think Samson might be able to clean up, although that might be optimistic. I did not kill Jinkei, thank you. That had nothing to do with that. That was all Ushi. I healed her for crying out loud. I cleared the debuff too. There's like no way Charlotte wouldn't kill him. I was actually like figuring out what the best combo was to be safe. Guts is for Charlotte, thank you. Yeah, that is funny. They're all from 5-1. That's actually true. All three of them are from 5-1. How about that? Alright. Lancer, Archer. Surely this is not a boss fight. Although I think we're heading to the part where you fight Taiga. I don't think that's yet though. But that's like soon-ish. But I don't think it would be like right now. We'll go Berserker. And then, yeah, we'll do it like that. That should be fine. He really does not need that. I love how I have multiple 2030s and K-scopes. Story roll OP. Actually, you know what, chat? Do we have a story roll? Because, like, normally I'd wait for Asclepius, but there's no point in waiting for Asclepius because he's banned, so... Might as well do a quick roll here. Okay, let me just... I think I'm supposed to go the other way. Like, the other way gets you to the story banner faster. They really don't want you to roll story, though, but, we went the wrong direction there. There we go. Alright. That's not K-scope. Why can't he be allowed? But he's definitely not. He is so banned. He'd be so helpful, dude. Oh my god, but he's super banned. That's really good. One of the new ones. Lee is so cool, dude. Okay. I think we actually already have them in P5. Although we need coins. Like we need a lot of coins. And even when you get stuff that are banned, you can, you know, mana prisms, rare prisms, that kind of stuff. That's all good. Let's see, where are we with NP ranks? I don't think we have a lot of people that aren't NP. Wow, no, Billy was in NP5. I think we rolled the other day, and that's when we got him. I did not realize he was not NP5 the whole time. Okay, that got Jinkei NP5 because we just got her. All right, very nice. Although apparently we got her twice, but we already had one, so she was just sitting on the wrong NP rank there. Okay, good to keep a level 1. He's still on NP5. How is what? How did I mess that up? And I even used her for Lion King. How did I mess that one up? God damn. Okay, Caligula is not even close. Actually, Hohenheim's not looking so good there. Let's see if we got him. We did, alright. And we were cutting it like really close on Lion King. Although actually that last turn we did kind of wreck her shit, so look at all this stuff we can't use. That's banned, that's banned. I think Rama's banned. Yeah, yep, he's banned. Wow, we have like no sabers, okay. They could add a new saber that's trash so we could like add one to the list, that'd be great. Alright. Like, Jufu is not very important because she's getting added to FP later and her NP ranks suck, so she's not important to get like at all. Like, it's good to get her, but we're gonna get her eventually anyway, so there's no reason to try to get Jufu copies. Let's see. So I want to point out that lore-wise, Lancelot gets bonus damage to dragons. That's like a thing he gets in lore. But he doesn't get it in FGO. And these things are considered dragons, so this is nonsense. Alright. They can do 10k like that, right? Yep, alright. Crit, there you go, easy. That would be cool though, if they would actually add some passives to old servants. But like Matahari has no passives. It's like, okay, that's great. And yeah, there's several characters. It's not like Lancelot's not a particularly great 4-star these days, right? I hate to say it, but you know, he's kind of just whatever. So like if you gave him a passive where he does bonus damage to dragons, that would not like affect anything, right? It's fine. And it'd be more lore accurate and at least gives him a niche. Yeah, I don't like all the passive power creep, and they just do it because they're trying to be like, oh, look how crazy this new thing is. You want to roll for it, right, guys? Right? It sucks. All right, I think we just NP one of these. Art chain. I kind of want to taunt with. No, you know what? Here's what we'll do. He needs ZNP anyway. There we go. I actually skipped GSSR and most of my stuff. Alright, let's see. And then obviously this account, you know, that's they were not allowed to spend money on these accounts under any circumstance, no matter what, so. What am I doing here? I guess Buster Chain. And Lancelot get his bloody NP. Feeling like no. Man, I don't think there's like a serious boss though in Babylonia until Quetz. Like, there's a few like almost boss fights, but I don't think there's like a real Like, okay, this is a thing until it quits. Am I wrong? I don't think so. Like, Taiga might be a bit of a thing, but like I'm pretty sure the first boss, like, oh yeah, this is hard, is quits. And that's pretty far in, I think. Okay, I'm gonna taunt here.
頑張ります。行きます。
Rainbow chain, let's go.
遊びましょうよ。
Yeah, Herc kind of takes care of business, but I mean, that's kind of every boss ever. I mean, even like Assassin Lee, Herc is really good for, right? Like, you put Herc in the back, and that's kind of that for a hell of a lot of fights in FGO. Even Zeus, for God's sakes. Okay, actually, I want NP, so do that number. Chat, remember when pure NP gain was normally like art, bust, or quick? Remember that? Like if you only had one of each type.
Hi. Yes. 気持ちがいい。
You know, if you buy a visual novel and then the bug that it has is you can't read the text, that's pretty bad. That's like if there's one thing a visual novel needs to be able to do, it is to display the text properly. Like that's like literally more important than anything else in the game. So, alright, man, we never really got to do much with Lancelot here, so we'll just fire everything now. Fuck it. Wow, we did not kill that guy. I am really surprised. Fuck, I'm doing it. I'm doing the NP. I don't care. I spent that much time getting it. I'm just doing it. Ace combat, boys. Yeah, who knew that? I mean, it was a dragon, so it definitely was Arthur. So makes sense to me. I should be bringing Billy. He needs Bond. I'm fucking up. Like, the amount of Billy coins that we need on this account is pretty ridiculous. And I don't even know how we're gonna, like... Because he needs to be like 120 for Fluffy. Like, he really does, but we're not gonna have that kind of XP, so I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Fluffy is way down the road, though. Now, we are in the jungle now, so this could be Taiga. This might be Taiga. I'm going to assume it's Trash Mobs and Taiga, and if I'm wrong, the team should still like work reasonably anyway. All right. Yeah, the three units that seem to make sense is Billy, William Tell, and Charlotte. Those are the three that seem to make the most sense. I don't know, maybe William Tell is going to be better than I'm thinking, though, with Castoria. Like, and the debuff immunity is nice, but he has no hard survival, and that's not great. And the other thing is, William Tell doesn't actually hit very hard if they don't have evade. That's the thing, they just don't. But hey, maybe William Tell is going to be the Silver Archer. Really, he does deserve it quite a bit, I would say. So maybe if he gets buffed, it'll work out. We're only allowed story supports when they're forced. Like, we can't bring them whenever we want. Because the thing is, we would bring them all the time if we could. Because, like, seriously, like, Bedivere for Lion King is more than good enough. Like, if you just have, like, a vague idea of what you're doing. And so, yeah, it's too easy. So, yeah, we only allow story supports if you absolutely must bring them. But, yeah, we're not gonna, like, oh, you gotta chin gong the story supports. Like, we're not doing that. That's just stupid. Yeah, I think Gilius Saber is pretty likely. I think it's him or Fergus, and I would say Gilius is more likely than Fergus. But it could be Fergus. Like they really haven't done anything with him in a long time. But I think it's Gilius. They're honestly, I'm not impressed with like necessarily the buffs that they're doing, because like Hyde's buff, Jekyll and Hyde's buff. Actually, let's be honest, it's just Jekyll's buff because it doesn't even affect Hyde because they hate him. Anyway, that buff was so bad, it like concerns me. It's like the devs don't actually know anything about how he plays. Like that was concerning. That is like I stand by this. I don't think I'm being hyperbolic here. I think Jekyll's buff is the worst buff in all of EVGO history. It is actually worse than the Kiyohime one, which is really saying something. However, every buff target this round has made sense. So, and like normally they don't. Like normally when they do big rounds of buffs, like maybe 2 or 3 of the picks make sense and the rest of them are just like, yeah, whatever, like what the fuck? Like it's like random stuff that was already fine. But like pretty much everything that's been buffed is like, yeah, that needed to be buffed. Like maybe it wasn't the thing that needed to be buffed the absolute most, but all of it is like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that really did need to be buffed. It's just that, yeah, Jekyll's buff was terrible. But, so I think it's going to be Gilius because he's an obvious one that needs to be buffed. Right, like it kind of stands out that like, he needs to be buffed. So, I think that'll happen. I'm just hoping though that some of the units that really need to be buffed that aren't getting buffed right now are going to get buffed during events. Because there's a lot, and like for the caster, only 1 silver caster is getting buffed. But we have Geronimo, Medea, Saber Gilius, right? There's a lot of silver casters that need to be buffed, right? So. There's a lot getting left out to draw. You know, Charlotte needs to be buffed, stuff like that. They're definitely not buffing Little Gil because he's fine as is, and he got buffed. You know, not like super recently, but significantly more recently than like Billy, Riceman, you know, William Tell. I think William Tell is actually really likely. I think William Tell, Riceman, and Billy. It's one of those 3. There's like no way it's not one of those 3. And unless there's like some kind of like event coming up that where one of them is relevant, but then I think they would just save it for that. So yeah, but the thing is, like a year and a half ago is really recent in comparison to like Billy, who was like, you know, like 3.5 or 4 years ago, and then Riceman was like didn't he get? I think he got his NP buffed and that was it, and that was like 5 years ago or something. And then William Tell's never been buffed at all, and William Tell really needs a buff because he is Robin minus, right? And then like that's so bad because Robin is so popular and so good. You do not want to be like really similar to Robin, right? It was kind of like Diarmid being so similar to Ku. That was horrible. Because like even though Baldy kind of like overall like needed it more, because Baldy's not in like competition with Ku, I think it actually did make more sense for Diarmid to get it. But yeah, William Tell is in desperate need of a buff, so. But I could see them doing Riceman like as well, and even Billy. However, they might have plans for Saber Wars 3, right? Because like they plan that stuff for like 6 months in advance. So if they're planning on doing Saber Wars 3, which maybe they're not, I don't know. But if they are, I would imagine they would just save Billy stuff for then. Which is dumb because you know why is the Western stuff in Saber Wars? But that's what they do now, right? So. Yeah, if Saber Wars is coming, they might just wait for that. And if we could get... I don't even like Saber Wars, like, thematically, but if we could get Saber Wars 3, and they give an animation update to Billy, and he gets buffed, and then they add that other gunslinger, and they're, like, even halfway normal, and then this is huge copium. This is so much copium. This, like, everything I just said is reasonable, right? Everything I just said is reasonable. But this part's not. But then they add like a 5-star gunslinger like Doc Holliday, Butch Cassidy, you know, whatever. But that's not gonna happen. That part's pure copium. But yeah, Billy animation update could happen. That could definitely happen. Because the thing is, Saber Wars isn't like heavy Western stuff. They just do a little bit of Western stuff during Saber Wars, right? It's like a side thing. They're not going to be like, oh man, we're adding a new, you know, 5-star gunslinger. Besides, they make it a space cowboy, and you know how that goes. But yeah, Billy animation update. At least give me that, and I'll be happy. All right, Mash, fine. So at the start, we're probably fighting Berserkers. So actually, let's not start with him, so he doesn't get beat up. What do we want to do? What's our best like AOE? Okay, Romulus. Yeah, probably Romulus. Is he MP5? Yeah, he's MP5. Oh my god, we don't have his third skill. And his third skill is the, you know, Buster Up. Okay, what are my other options? I mean, there's Lancelot, but that's not that great. Oh, okay, I guess that's fine. Yeah, he's got his upgraded NP. Okay, yeah, he's the way to go then. We'll just do K-Scope. Maybe Jason, because he can buff him. He's also AoE. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, 2030. Do that. Actually, you know what? Do that. Fucking Ps, we don't need them. Do we even have another support? By the way, because some people don't seem to understand why Zhufu is allowed, and I will say, I was not the one that voted for Zhufu to be allowed. I was like, no. But the reason she's allowed, and this is what like Hex and Cairo were saying, and I do think they are correct overall, so that's why I'm like okay with it. So Zhufu is fine. She's a decent support, but we allow some things that are decent on this account, like Billy. But they're kind of like, you have to have something in that role or the account is not playable, right? Because here's the thing, she's in the same role as like Hans and Asclepius. And they are way better than her. Do not fucking fool yourselves. I know budget like the back of my goddamn hand. Hans and Asclepius are a billion times better than she is, especially for an account like this, right? She does not even heal you. She heals herself, right? Whoop-de-doo. Where Hans can heal, so you do, Hans cannot be allowed. Because if we allow Hans, every team is going to be MASH, appropriate DPS, Hans. Every time, right? And if we allow Asclepius instead of Hans, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be MASH, appropriate DPS, Asclepius all the time. Zhufu's not good enough. Like we're going to use Zhufu a decent amount, but she's not like that. She doesn't synergize with MASH where you're going to live forever, right? Like absolutely not. And like we're not even leveling her right now because like, yeah, I think she'll be okay, but really she's not that useful. Like, I think once we have time and we get around to leveling her, we will use her a decent amount because she is a good crit support, right? And she does help you get your NP. But that's it. She doesn't give you survival. She doesn't have taunt. She doesn't heal the team. All she's doing is giving us battery and stars. And then that might be busted if we were using like, you know, an actual DPS unit. But for God's sakes, our DPS is some of the most scuffed shit on the planet. So it's like, what is she giving crits to, right? It's not actually that useful. So now again, it was not up to me that, like, I didn't even recommend that she should be playable. I actually started the conversation with I don't think she should be. But they're like what Cairo I think was saying, and I do agree, it's like, we have to have something. Because right now, our only real support is MASH, that's it. That's not even like possible for some of the fights later. We have to have something. Right, we have to have some kind of support to like speed the team up and do like more damage. Otherwise, there's nothing. And like, if she's combined with other like really good units, like Robin Hood or something, she's amazing. But again, like, what is she gonna do? Like, give Phantom art up? Like, oh yeah, that'll do it, right? Like, she's pretty much only gonna work with like Salome, you know, salami sandwich, and Phantom. And maybe Anastasia, right? That's so nothing. You know, Anastasia's AoE when you need single target for what we're doing, right? It's really not a big deal. I'm definitely going to level Blackbart though, because we know he's getting buffed. He's been allowed this entire time. I like Blackbart, and yeah, he might really bail us out. That's like our way of winning, right? Because like Fluffy's like impossible. Like with what we initially set out for. We were never going to beat Fluffy. There was just no way. But now that they're like buffing some of the units that we allowed, and we said from the beginning that if someone got buffed, we weren't going to retroactively remove them from the list because that's just stupid and it would waste so much of your time. So yeah, that's like our win strategy is just buff all this stupid underpowered bullcrap and then hope they get buffed enough to where they're actually good, and then maybe you can beat Fluffy then. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll use Zhufu and William Tell for Fluffy. That might happen. We'll see. All right, final unit. I was gonna say a support, but we don't really have one. I guess a taunt is fine because the boss is single target. If it's Taiga, which I actually don't know if it is, but I'm guessing that it is. And MASH is allowed because she's literally the most free-to-play unit that has ever existed, and the game also forces you to bring MASH so much. Like, we had to allow MASH because, again, she is the free-to-play unit, right? So there's just, it's stupid not to allow her. And then, because there are several boss fights that you must bring her, and then it's like, she needs to carry her weight, you like have to level her skills, and we're not gonna waste the materials leveling her skills if we can only use her for like those 3 boss fights, right? So it just, she kind of just has to be allowed.
発揮します
おいおい
了解です
So I just realized I have never changed my mask distinction, so I should really make her like stage 3. But yeah, I don't think the game ever changes it naturally, because I don't think I've ever touched her profile. You can't Grail Mash. The game can Grail Mash after you don't have a choice, right? Like the game forces it on you when you beat Lost Belt 6. Like you're not grailing her, the game is doing it.
行きます
いざ行こうやーせーやっ
Yeah, you can have a level 1 Mash with all 3 skills. It is very silly. At least though with MASH, they were like kind enough to
勝利は目前だな
not use your grails. They just kind of like just made her grailed, right? Because if they like forced you to use your grails, that would have been horrible. Do I actually want to NP here? There's another wave, but this thing still has 50k. Yeah, I think we're just gonna do that real quick.
おいおい
Grab some NP while we're here.
行こう
Does
お
he
い
need the
おい
quick up to kill? Or I mean, the charisma? I don't think so.
この私いざおいおい
僕もそせ
畳みかけ
いずれ彼方へ至るため今ここに一歩進む
Okay, that was... You... Don't you fucking... Okay, he didn't crit, it's alright, we're alive. That could have been so bad, dude. What a memer.
行こう
43 health. And it's because it was a little high roll. Because you can see we hit the other one. We hit the other Chimera for enough to kill this one, but in this one we did less damage. Yeah, imagine if you had 0 grails and they put you in grail debt, and they're like, okay, the next grail you get, we're taking it from you.
ここでこうだ
I don't. Why do I have any faith in Jason? What am I doing right now? There is no world where this works out. I think we do the crit. That's better.
アルゴ行け
This is gonna do like, I don't know, 35k each or something.
トラップしてアルゴ
We'll see. I mean, I did give him bow items for Lion King. Nope, actually did less than I thought. Okay. It was almost 35k though. It was about 35.
シールドエフェクト発揮します
I guess I taunt.
ステータス
Let Mash go.
頑張りま
Hey
す
look, no rainbow chain. That is brutal.
はい
おいおいおい
Bloody chimeras, dude. They need an animation update. I want them doing like more like claw and bite, and then like, you know, have the goat ram you or something, right? Like they just sit there spitting poison out of their tail. Like it's so boring. And then they have a caster ball crit. That's like the worst. Like it's cool to have like a. Here's what I would do. Here's what I would do. Their normal attack could just be like maybe a 2-hit where it's like a claw and maybe a a head smack or a tail smack. But their NP is when they should like jump at you, do poison, like have the kind of like Mara breathe fire or something, but like don't do the poison tail until it's the NP, and then have it actually poison you as part of the NP effect. But yeah, do the poison tail attack for that. Maybe have the ram do something silly, whatever. Do that. But then the normal attack should be like physical smack stuff. Unfortunately, we're like never gonna get animation updates for enemies, but I'm not even memeing. I think they should, and the reason is what you're fighting is what you're interfacing with, right? It's the other half of the game. So the enemies having like kind of cool animations and stuff, I actually think is good.
この私に
It makes the fights more interesting or epic, you want to be fighting generic not. Did I just fail a 90% crit? I know he was like he had a pretty high crit chance. I don't remember what it was, but it was quite high. Yeah, the class servant mobs have pretty good animations, so I was happy with that. Although I wish they were playable, but, you know, nice things when you don't get to have them. 90 missed, yeah, that's what I thought. Dude, like, Dion's animation update is totally fine. Like, it's held the test of time, I would say. And so seeing Saber Gilius next to Dion, it's just kind of sad. Like, his animations are, lacking. Well, we can Rainbow. Yeah. Get the damage while we can. I think we save Taunt, or when it will encompass the NP. Got another 90% crit here. Double Buster up. There you go. 48k. We didn't even have our NP. Hey, Taiga's not having any of this nonsense. You know, Taiga is probably the one that I'd want to see. Now, selfishly, I wanted Baldy to be buffed because I just like Baldy. But, like, Taiga really does deserve a buff. It's not like she's weak. Like, she can throw out some pretty nice damage. And she scales alright. But she's just, her toolkit just doesn't feel right. And she's clearly behind Ku and Proto-Ku. It would have really been nice to add, like, a new effect and then lower her cooldown. That would really help. Like, really, she does. This would be a disappointing buff, so they won't do it. But all they really need to do is lower her cooldown, right? Like, it's really all they need to do. I think she'd actually be fine at that point. Because, like, her skills are actually pretty good, but they're not so good that they warrant that kind of cooldown, right? And if they want to give them that kind of cooldown, that's actually fine. But then the effects need to be, you know, cranked up to 11, right? So do one or the other. You know, either keep the cooldowns, and that would actually be kind of fun if they kept the cooldowns the same, but then the effects were just like, wow, this is strong, right? Then I wouldn't mind that. It's kind of like your trump card you throw out, and that's kind of fun too. So yeah, either lower the cooldowns or make her effects way stronger. Either or. I honestly don't care which. I almost prefer them keeping the cooldowns if they made the effects so powerful, because that's really unique, and that would like stand out if she's got these like huge, crazy, impactful skills. But I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll probably add some kind of effect, maybe nothing crazy, but they'll probably add something, and then they'll lower the cooldown, especially on the 12 turn cooldown one. But yeah, I would have been pretty happy if she got buffed as well. But as I said, Dearman was my #1 pick, just because he was so directly comparable to Ku. All right, I wonder if we can survive with Guts. We don't have like a defense up or anything, so I don't think so, but we'll try. I should have swapped those busters around with Dion and Jason. Yeah, they probably will give her battery. No, here's the thing, that's fine. She's the kind of unit that should get battery, because she's supposed to be burst. Giving battery to burst makes sense. You can show up through the burst and that's that. So, like, out of all these units they've given battery to, so many of them don't need it, or also it's just like, it's so boring when everyone has battery, right? It's not special. But Taiga should have had battery from the get-go. Also, we're alive, how about that? And so now we actually do get to evade. Fantastic. Running it back, Dion. And then we can Jason evade too. Honestly, Buster Chain is better than the Rainbow here. Probably should have put Gilius last because he has his Buster up. Yeah, he did 17 in second place and Dion did 15 in third. Anyway, back on battery. In a perfect world, like, Taiga would have already had battery, and they just never would have given battery to so many other units. That would have been the right way to do it. Whoo-wee, boy, Babylonia is slow. It's a lot of filler fights. I think this is Taiga again, but a bit more serious. I bet you we're gonna get stuck on Quetz though. I think we're gonna be stuck on that one for a while, and we're definitely getting stuck on Corrupted Ushi, and probably some of the just random fights before it, like when you've got all the tidal chaos tide, whatever, the earthquake, some of those fights. I think that will really fuck us up. I think that is just gonna be a complete miserable experience. But yeah, Ushi and Quetz are definitely gonna be a problem. I actually think we open with Lancelot and just try to get a nice crit. 2030 thing's been pretty great. And then we just throw all the sabers at it. I'm actually gonna put Leonidas here, just in case there's an NP at the end. Do we have a gut CE? Wouldn't really matter. I guess defense up would be okay too, but he's very unlikely to survive the NP. I guess Star Bomb would be good, but we don't have Star Bomb. I have 3 2030s, dude. That is, and I did not pick it as my free 5-star CE. I didn't do that. You know what? Let's switch those around. Forget the NP. Bruiser it. They'd probably give Taiga 30%. Yeah, that seems like what they would do. I tell you what though, if they gave her a 50, that'd be so busted for Billy. I mean, Billy's already so power crept. It's insane. Like, Billy used to really be... He was never like a god tier archer, or even for budget. Like, he never has been. But he was unique and useful because he could go so fast with his NP and just show up and do it. That was useful. But there's just so many units that can do that now, even for budget, especially with the passive, right? You have your 20% passive, your whatever battery, boom, you just go and you do way more damage than Billy and you have better skills. Yeah, but Billy is so behind. He needs something. Like, and they've added so many batteries that are like 50%, 40%, and then have a bunch of other effects on them where Billy's has nothing, so it's pretty messed up. Alrighty, try to save matches taunt. I could Dion taunt right off the bat though. Save Lancelot. Yeah, that's alright. I guess use the evade now. Well, yeah, actually I guess we do use the evade now. There's no reason not to. I guess I could have saved Match's skill for 1 turn, but it's the cooldown going, I suppose. We want to crit with Zerker a lot, but probably go for it next turn to do this. Get as many stars as possible. Next time he gets a buster card, we'll go for it. Hey, why are we talking about EA? Alright, hold up. Let's see. What do we get from Star Absorb with no crit bomb? 70%? That's not enough. I don't trust that. Are we talking about Aya? Are we talking about Electronic Arts? What are we talking about here? Gil is definitely banned, so... Although I actually, we will, we will use Gil for Tiamat. Wait, no, he's not forced. No, we won't. Never mind. Nope, no AF for us, boys. This music is, it's tarnished. I don't know. It's just we can't do it. So, but yeah, Gil's not forced story support, so we won't use him. That's actually kind of sad, chat, because he's got that cool custom sprite. 53k. Not too bad. That'd be bad if he was level 80 and had full items and was ranked 10, but that'd probably do like 100k though by then. It's that much of a difference at that point. Maybe like 90k.
了解
Come on, give me a lucky crit. Yeah. There you go. I love that animation right there. So I probably should have invulnerability Dion now that I'm thinking about it. Although we still have mashes, but no, okay. A little bit stronger this time. Yeah, definitely should have invulnerability that. Well, we'll do it on the next one. Bit of a fuck up there.
ここでこうだ当然だろうここでこうだ当然だろう
はい了解です
Wow, mash with a double crit.
もはや通じ合えぬねにゃ
I guess we're just seeing red pressing red right now. Doing a surprising amount of buster chains this boss. It's more like a mini boss though, let's be honest.
もはや分かり合えぬ
He has evade. Here comes the NP.
シールドエフェクト発揮します
This is worse.
ここでこうだ当然だろうおいこの私にめおいおい
Jason doing weird combos.
無残に倒れるがいい
Buster never really drops off, let's be honest. I mean, you guys Veach and Border Guard nonsense, Merlin, that stuff's all really good, and Herc, Kualter, Ishtar, etc. There's so much busted Buster stuff, it never really has a problem. Pretty sure, though, the one that people think is kind of bad now, which is dumb, they're all three deck types are better than they need to be. I'll put it that way. They're all like going above and beyond what is actually necessary, right? But I think most people think Quick is the worst just because Scatty is not like that great. And especially because like you can now do the refund with other people. Because Scatty was actually never really that strong to begin with. She was just enabling the refund thing, which is really powerful. But like the refund thing is so much more powerful with Castoria. But yeah, I don't think people think Buster's bad anymore because of Veach and Vortigern and all that, right? Like they're really silly. So like by default, I think people I actually think they're correct. I actually think Quick is the weakest, but I don't think it's weak. It's just the weakest. But I think all three of them are busted. Quick Chains did need a buff though. I said that, I remember talking about this in depth before Scatty even existed, that Quick was just fundamentally flawed, and I stand by this, and it's not like this anymore, but like, the first card Quick bonus was just not very good, right? It was so much weaker than the art in the Buster one. Like, it was so much weaker. And then the Quick Chain 10 stars is not equivalent to the 20% NP from an art chain or the 20% attack up from the Buster chain. It's absolutely not worth that. Because what happens is you make 10 stars and then it may not result in a crit, right? The 20% art or NP gauge is guaranteed. You get 20% NP gauge. And so is the damage with the Buster chain. You're going to get extra damage. But the Quick Chain does not always result in you critting. And even if it does, it might be the crits might go to a card you're not going to use. So it's like RNG on top of RNG. So Quick Chains in first card Quick bonus absolutely needed to be buffed. It's actually crazy how bad they were. So I'm glad they changed that. But no joke, Quick teams right now are not as good as like Castoria teams or Veach nonsense. Right? They're not. Overall, I'd say they're not as good. They're still completely fine, and they still can, trivialize content to the point where it's, like, boring. As such, I don't think it needs any help. Now, where Quick does need help, though, is budget. Like, blatantly. You got Jufu, Mozart, Hohenheim for budget art supports, right? That's really strong. And then Buster has Qin Gong, which is one of the absolute best budget supports. He's so good. Like, the taunt is so fucking helpful. Battery, damage cut, defense up. Qin Gong is super, super, super good. And then everyone has Hans, but that's not, unique to anything. And they're just nothing for Quick. I mean, you just don't have anything. So Quick blatantly needs a budget one. But yeah, Quick has always been my favorite. I've always liked their gameplay the most, and that's still true now. Like, thankfully the changes didn't make them brain dead. So yeah, Quick has always been my favorite, but it has probably been the worst. Though this is pretty much how it's always been, and this is definitely still the case now. For free-to-play, this isn't always the case for like whale stuff, but for free-to-play, Quick DPS is all the best. Like overall, like Ku is so good, Ushi is so good. You got Kentoki as a welfare, right? Like Quick has always been very self-sufficient, so they didn't really need a support. But the supports are just so important now. And with how good Mozart is with his buff and Shenggong and everything, Quick clearly needs something. Like, it clearly needs a budget support. Really, I'm surprised Jufu wasn't Quick. I'm surprised. It fits the character well enough. And with you having a Quick version, I just thought she would have been Quick. And she'd be perfect, because what does Quick want? Critting, stars. She makes stars, right? So, and then like NP gain. So NP gain makes your Quick cards make NP, so you don't have to use your art cards. Right, because Jufu has NP gain up, and she has raw battery, that's good for Quick too, right? And then she could have had Quick up instead of art up, and then she'd make the stars and stuff with her NP. That would have been fine. Like, I would say if Jufu was Quick, is still not as good as Mozart and Shenggong. Like, absolutely not. Like, she's absolutely not. But she's at least something, right? So then you might do like your DPS, MASH, Jufu, you know, this is all right. And what I would probably have done is, if I was going to make her a Quick support, is I would have, because you don't need as many stars, because you're Quick, I probably would have made her stars per turn on her NP less. Because the reason they did that is because she's for art teams. Art teams don't make stars. That's why they did it, right? If you're spamming blue, see blue, press blue, right? You're not making any goddamn stars. So Jufu makes you a bunch of stars while you're clicking your blue cards. So what I would have done with Jufu is make her art up, Quick up, and make it 30% instead of 20%. And then make her NP, like, make some stars per turn, but not as many, but then do crit up for the team, right? And then still heal herself and all the selfish stuff, you know, that's fine. But that's what I would have done. I think that would have been, that would have been a really good Quick support. I still don't think it'd be as good as Mozart and Shenggong, but it'd be pretty comparable, and no one would complain. And that'd be, dude, I'd love that. I'd love to do like Hans, Jufu, Ku, with that kind of setup, or with her making the stars, but then having the crit up and all that. That'd be awesome, and that'd be great. And you got Hans there too. Seriously, I'm actually mad now. Now that I'm describing this, I'm actually mad. I feel like I've been robbed. That would really be awesome if Jufu did crit up in like only 15 stars per turn or something instead. And then, yeah, a little bit more Quick up instead of the art up. It would be great. But nope. You know, Jufu I actually like. That's another thing. She could have been like a shit character that I didn't like. But she happens to be pretty cool, and so that would have been nice for a Quick support. But now it's like, if they ever do add a Quick support, now we have to do Russian roulette again on if I like the character or not. You know, obviously I'm being selfish here, but you know, what do you want? But who knows? Maybe Alexander Dumas will get added, and he'd be the budget support, and that'd be cool. Because he's like a shit face, but you know, he's kind of an enjoyable character, so it works out. And because of like, you know, Edmund, they might make him a Quick support, and I think he'd be a 1 to 3 star most likely. So yeah, Dumas, save us, please. We shouldn't have to wait that long though, right? Why are we on? Chat, we just had FGO's 7th year anniversary, and we don't have a budget Quick support or an FP summon single target caster. Like, what is going on, right? Like, how does that happen? That makes no sense to me. But yeah, that really needs to get sorted. And another thing that scares me is Jufu was just perfect because she is in FP summon. Because you know they're gonna finally add like a 3-star Quick support, and they're going to be story locked, or they're going to be the story lock's not that bad because like you can just set aside some stuff to get it, but if they're limited, you can't, right? So yeah, just watch them add a limited 3-star that's a Quick support. You know, Jufu is like FP summon, you know, good enough toolkit for like a Quick support, especially if you did crit up and less stars on the NP, right? Perfect. But nope, Art, because you know Art needed help for some reason, and I don't even get it because you has a Buster variant and a Quick variant, and then they made you an Art support. Otherwise, maybe that's the joke. I don't know. But yeah, that was really weird. Beat Lost Belt 7, get a quick support. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Like, make it the reward for beating it, and then it's story locked. That's definitely the kind of thing that they would do. Okay, we have Jason's NP, but I don't think Jason is going to die this turn, so I think we take the Lancelot damage while we've got it. Watch this star thing, boys. I'll just make like 3 stars. We have the extra attack. Okay, we made 0 stars. Okay, wait, wow. He made 0 stars. And I know his Buster's only 1 hit count, so, you know, they're not great for making stars, but Buster has like an okay star multiplier, and he has Stargent up. Now, his Stargent up is rank 1, so, but still, I would have thought we would have made like 1 or 2 stars before the extra attack there. And he didn't make that many with his extra either. Most of those stars are from 2030. So, that was pretty yikes. Okay, Maxwell's Demon being a quick support would be nice. However, lore-wise, Maxwell's Demon should just be an NP support. He should have battery and NP up. Like, that's absolutely how Maxwell's Demon should be, if you look at what he does lore-wise. Now, he does have some skills that have never been detailed, like in a character material book, so he might be able to do more beyond that. But that really should be the backbone of his toolkit, in my opinion. I really do hope Maxwell's Demon gets added someday. He is so awesome. I think he might if they do something with Redline, because he's a major, like, serious character in Redline. And so if they do, I really do. I think if they do something with Redline, I think he's getting added. However, what would worry me is he might actually have his colors from Redline. He's actually like got his suit is a different color in Redline. I don't like it as much. So they'd probably be merciful, and they'd probably make one of like the green one stage 1, the Redline one stage 2, and then something new stage 3. They'd probably do something like that. So we're probably fine. Yeah, he got a slight. He's got good drip. He's got good drip in Redline, but his drip did decline a little bit. Man, how is Lancelot still alive? I know we had like 4 turns of taunt, but still, this is kind of crazy. You know what? We've actually never had Lancelot die for us. I don't think. Maybe he died in his strengthening quest, I think. Oh, well, she's just dead. All right, fantastic. Well, he always had the white suit in Ace. He's always had it. But they used it again in Redline. He's still using it in Redline. Yeah, he originally had the white suit, and then he just had a green one in FGO. Just I honestly don't know why, but I like the green one more. So, but I mean, they should give him the white one as well. He should just have both. But what I'm worried is he's only gonna have one like normie, like suit, and then stage 2 is gonna start like having like the extra equipment, and then stage 3 is gonna be way off the walls. So yeah, maybe we won't get one of the suits then. I'm not sure. The Ushi costume is, it was from the Idol collab, which they may never rerun because it's not really a collab. Although they might at some point for filler. Yeah, they probably will for filler at some point. Also, they have a tendency of adding costumes after the fact to like the Mana Prism shop. You just have to wait a while. So right this second you can't get it. Although on NA you'll be able to get it because you get the collab, I think this year? Or it's the next one, right? Isn't it? Anyway, but yeah, on NA you'll be able to get it soon enough, and then on JP it'll probably be available again. But yeah, it was, you just played the event and you got it. You didn't have to like do anything really. You didn't have to like spend money or anything like that. All right, chat. I think we will wrap up here. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna eat dinner, right? I'm gonna do that kind of stuff, and then I'll come back with some Arc Nights. We'll get the cruise thing sorted out, because like we'll make it so you can actually donate more than once, because that's kind of messed up. We'll get all that sorted. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. And I guess what I'll do is all you jackasses that donated 200,000 channel points to level Cruz when she's not levelable, we'll just level her after the Elite 1, right? Like, so you're not losing the points, but you know, it's kind of backwards. Anyway, but I'm gonna go get me some dinner, and I will see you guys shortly. And for those that are just here for FGO, we'll be back to FGO soon, right? We're getting the co-op account in full swing again. Although I will say, I might have to make a hell of a video tomorrow. So I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen with the stream tomorrow. I will try to stream, but like if they buff Gilius, I want to really test the waters and see, make a good video for it. But anyways, I'll be back in like 20 minutes or whatever with Arc Knights. And for everyone else, take care.